Hey everybody, welcome to episode 98 of the Unity Gaming Podcast. It is Thursday, January 30th, 2014, and I am Somppi.
I'm Riccio.
I'm Dan.
I'm Gobar.
And that was perchance the most weirdly, not so digital, but digital sort of somewhat Devin.
Well, whatever. I'm not doing it again, so.
Okay, Sompsi, it was great. You were really happy, excited to be here.
I felt it. To let everyone know,
Excited to be here in spirit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to let everyone know, in case you're wondering what's happening, I'm the only one at my own place. Everybody else is at their respective places, and in the top right, we've got some Tomb Raider going if you're watching the video version, which is the only one that exists at this point for now, until the blog gets fixed up.
It's Dan playing to the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I should mention that. It's Dan playing Tomb Raider, live with a 30-second to 30-second delay.
I feel like from the PS4 it's less than 30 seconds.
Maybe? That's possible. So Dan's doing the PS4 streaming with that. So what have you guys been playing for the past 2 weeks? Because last week we totally missed the podcast because of... Well, actually, let's explain it. So last week we got to... Well, Dan and I got together to podcast. And then the internet decided to hate us and drop Skype, drop the channel, or drop the recording and live stream stuff. So like, okay, we'll do a Friday. Tried again, same thing happened. Internet died. There was some weird stuff going on with the lines around my house, apparently. But all that stuff's fixed up for this week. So, hey, podcast, you guys. It's pretty good. Or it is pretty good. Right?
Yeah, pretty good.
It's pretty good so far.
We good podcast?
So can we get a show of hands?
I haven't had any problems yet.
Okay. Can we get a show of hands, sort of, for how many of you guys are playing games right now?
Yep.
Yep.
I'm playing games.
All right, I'll do this. I got this.
I think you're the only one who's not.
Well, I'm going to load up something then. God damn it. So what have you guys been playing for the past 2 weeks? Because it's been a while.
You want to start us off, Dan?
Yeah. I have been playing a fuck ton of Magic, and I'm not sure how healthy that is, but that game is still fantastic.
Is this the same one you've been playing for the past little while?
I have been playing Magic 2014, Magic 2013, Magic 2012, Magic Duels of the Planeswalkers, Magic Online, and real paper Magic cards. So I've just been trying to get my fix however I can. Me and Shanghai have been looking into how we're going to play with cast people, and yeah, it's just...
Turn into a
Kind
dirty
of everyone
addiction.
throwing their Skype up or something? Like, what would make that work?
We're looking into a program where we can draft online. Drafting is, I find, very fun because everyone is kind of at the same entry point. You're not just like building super powerful decks.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I really like that game. I mean, other than that, I haven't really been playing a whole lot. I've been playing. I mean, I could talk about Magic 4 forever if you guys want me to, but.
Wait, what's Magic
Still,
4?
you're still loving it.
Podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have been playing the Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds.
Oh, okay, cool.
That I finished another dungeon of that, and that game is still all right.
Are you still in the light world, or where are you at?
I just finished the the part where it first tells you like, hey, go do one of these two temples.
Okay, yeah.
I just finished the second one.
Cool.
So it's telling me to go to the woods now.
Yeah, I would say the mountain or the other one. So okay, cool. Not bad.
Yeah. Well, I did the mountain first, and then I did the windmill.
And how are you enjoying it? Good, hopefully.
Yeah, I still like it. I feel like it's a good pickup thing.
Okay.
I also look forward to having 4 Swords for that, which was free right now.
Yep, on 3DSs. If you have a 3DS, go get 4 Swords. It's only there's no online on it, so it's only local. But it's a 4-player co-op Legend of Zelda game, which is if I remember correctly, when the Game Boy Advance version was out, it was actually pretty cool. I don't actually remember how long it is or anything though, but you needed one of those like 4-way not USB, but like the
the weird cable.
yeah,
the GBA link cable?
Yeah, the GBA link cable, but it was like where you cross-spidered it into
Was that ever used for any other game?
Probably Pokemon.
Dog.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is all they really needed it for.
Yeah.
Well, that's what sold it, realistically.
Did Advance Wars have any use for that?
It did, I think, but
player?
it was most like if you played Advance Wars, you pretty much just passed around the same system, right? Like
That's true.
There was no need for that.
Yeah. That's cool. That's good that you're enjoying it. That I don't know why. Whenever I played that, like every time I'd play it, I felt like I couldn't put it down, and I've never had that feeling with a kind of handheld game before, especially not that intensely. Like I beat that game in like a week, and I've never done that with a handheld game before, which is really fun.
Here's the thing, and I think I mentioned this before when I've been playing it, is that the way I've been playing that game is whenever the little bird tells me to take a break, I take a break.
Oh yeah, that's true. Every time that would happen, I'm like, fucking just shut the fuck up, gonna do this dungeon, just want to save the goddamn game, and it was I had to. I still never died.
Isn't like that little console bird that tells you you've been playing for too long?
Yeah. Or that connect little thing like, hey, why don't you take a break? You feeling sore? It's like, no. Stop. I know my body. Okay, you're right. Stop. I'll stop. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You're still very early in that game, which is still pretty awesome. So.
Yeah, well, it's a reason to keep kind of bringing my 3DS around. It's like, hey, I feel like playing a dungeon in Zelda today, so it's cool. Yeah, it's good.
Have you played the other Zelda games, Dan, or no?
I played Wind Waker.
Okay.
I touched Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask and stuff back on the N64. I never really finished them.
And you never actually played the Link to the Past, the old Super Nintendo version of this?
No. I played the Wind Waker sequel there. I can never remember its name.
No, wait, you mean the Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, you mean, or Wind Waker sequel?
Wind Waker. It's not Spirit Tracks. That's the one I can always remember. That's
Minish Cap?
No. Phantom Hourglass.
Phantom Hourglass. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, on the DS.
I played that through.
Yeah. Sorry, Minish Cap was the Game Boy Advance. That's right.
Yeah. That one's apparently incredible.
Yeah.
But I never had it.
Yeah, it is.
I have it on the 3DS because of Ambassador. And I remember playing it back in the day when it was on the Game Boy Advance, but I never finished it. I don't think I did.
Dan, do you like the Zelda games?
Yeah, I mean,
because I was going to say, like, you're missing out on two of arguably the best ones ever made, which are A Link to the Past, the original, and Ocarina of Time.
It's hard to go back to
them.
Both of which I believe you can play on the 3DS.
Of them, but I believe the best Zelda game of all time is Wind Waker. So,
because you played that one, right? Like you've been through it beginning to end.
Yeah, because it managed to capture my attention and have enough interesting things in it that I wanted.
Oh,
to finish.
did the other ones not do that for you, kind of thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
I won't lie. I really want to restart Wind Waker on cast, and because I know I'm only like an hour or something in, but I want to just start and just blow through that whole game through a series.
You
of
got
cast.
the HD one, right? Riccio?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is I got the HD one on the Wii U, and holy shit, does it look beautiful on the Wii U? It's kind of insane. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Oh no, I could never finish Wind Waker. I played it back in the day, but it never captured me enough to make myself finish it. Like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, start to finish, beat them multiple times. But Wind Waker was just one of those ones that I couldn't finish it.
I told you guys what I did with Wind Waker. I know I've said it a shit ton of times, but I never know if I've said it on the podcast. How I got to the end of Wind Waker when I had it on the GameCube, where at one point it tells you, "Hey, go collect Triforce pieces." It's like the last hour and a half of the game, and I just
to get to the last.
Yeah. And I was kind of like, well, I'm done with the boating, so I just never went back to the game ever again. I don't even know why. I was so decisive on well, I'm done with this shit, and I don't even remember being that old, so I don't know why I was just done with it, considering that I actually enjoyed a lot of the rest of the game. So I don't know.
Super angry at it for no reason.
Yeah, just super. It probably just did one thing wrong that one day, and that was it. I can never bring myself to put it back in.
That was the beginning of the end for you finishing games.
Actually, you know what? I think
that's where it started.
No, but me not finishing that made me kind of feel bitter towards Zelda, and that's why I never played. There was Skyward Sword, but there was the one before it.
Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess. I never played that one either.
Twilight Princess was on the Wii, right?
Yeah, it was on. It was the one that was on Wii and GameCube.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I never played those because I think I still felt sour because of Wind Waker. Which is
weird how a game that really doesn't have anything to do with the other one can leave such a sour taste in your mouth.
And especially having played Darksiders between those and really enjoying Darksiders to the point of being like, man, you know what, Zelda games are okay, kind of. And still not wanting to go play them. I do want to play them now. If I could find a copy of both of them, I would probably play them. But I don't know how well that would
What,
go.
Ocarina and...
No, of Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword. I'd actually be curious to check those out.
You can find both of those real easy.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
too expensive, though?
Well, they put Twilight Princess on the, like, hey, here's the best of the things on the Wii, and then...
Oh, okay.
So it's like $20 or something. Like, that's like Galaxy and... whatever, all those like Wii launch title era things, and then Skyward Sword is still readily available.
Well, what I might do then is, so I know February has some good releases, March has some good releases. If April, May, and like summer is looking kind of slow, maybe I'll just kind of bang out Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and then Skyward Sword, and just kind of like go crazy. Because I would be curious to know what those games are actually like. Because I've heard a lot of people like talk really highly of Twilight Princess, and then a lot of people say, "Oh, it's garbage." And then Skyward
The cool
Sword,
thing about them is that they're all really different, right? So,
yeah. I remember like fucking. I think in Twilight Princess, Link becomes like a wolf or something too, or I don't know. I don't even know.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't even know. But
No, that's right.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
cool.
what it is, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'd like to check that out at some point. But you been playing anything else, Dan? By the way.
The thing I'm playing right now.
What's the thing you're playing right now, Dan?
Tomb Raider.
Oh, I want to buy it, but I don't want to.
Definitive Edition for the PlayStation 4 Entertainment System.
The one that was actually we were supposed to talk about it last podcast, and then the game came out. So it's running at 30 frames on the Xbox One apparently, and unlocked / capped at 60 if it hits 60 on the PS4. Kind of weird, but
Dan, you played the PS3 version as well, right?
I played the PC version.
Oh, PC version. And do you find that there's an improvement here, or is it more of the same?
Absolutely, especially considering my PC and how it ran it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna intrude here. I'm gonna have to leave for about 35 minutes, but
Okay.
you can have me back in. I'll just send you a message on Skype, and you can have me back in.
that sounds great.
All right, later, guys.
Be safe, bro.
Take care,
Talk to you soon.
Sompy. Intermission for like 35 minutes. No, so I know Dan was saying that he didn't run it on max settings or anything on PC, but even me running it on.
I could, because I would get such a bad
wouldn't run.
performance out of it that even at the lower settings that I ran it at, it still kind of like would skip around a little bit and wasn't amazing.
Yeah.
And this is buttery smooth, as you like to describe it, Riccio.
Well, the thing is, when they first said buttery smooth, it wasn't actually buttery smooth because it was capped at 30 apparently across the board when they first kind of announced it. But buttery smooth is actually
That is what it is.
Yeah, with Eurogamer with their Digital Foundry stuff was checking it out, and apparently it's like mostly 60, but it dips to 45 at times, but the average is like 55 frames per second, which that does hit buttery smooth on the buttery smooth meter. But no, Dan didn't even play it on max, but I played it on close enough to max, and comparing it to screenshots of the game running on max on PC, it definitely seems like there's more effects being put into like the environments and stuff. But also, it feels like the color palette is a bit more intense, like because of the like light refraction.
I feel like it's way less dark.
So just a little bit more vivid.
Yeah, but
it's the biggest thing. Like, there's maybe just the lighting is better in general, because I feel like whenever I would walk into a shadowy place in this game, it would just be like, I can't. This is actually really dark. Like, I can't really see what's going on.
Yeah. But no, definitely like the light refraction for the skin and stuff. Like she looks a lot better. Like her skin is kind of like skin toned instead of like a weird powdery white that was kind of.
Well, they apparently redid her entire model.
Exactly.
Not just
Well,
like
it's
everyone was like,
actually
oh, they just did her hair, but apparently they just did everything.
That's one of the more jarring things about this game, I think, is that her model is next gen.
Yeah.
Her fucking eyes are really weird in the definitive edition, and I'm not the only one who thinks so. I keep looking at forum
When you
threads.
say weird, you mean like they don't look right, or
they look it's almost like, well, I don't know, from the little points that I saw, it's like her eyebrows move, and like when she talks, her like cheeks move, but there's something that's super still about no motion with like either the eyelid area or like, so there's just this weird like bending weird thing. I don't know, I can't describe it, but it looks weird. It looks really weird sometimes, but that's just like, Dan says he doesn't really notice it and doesn't have a problem with it seems, but
Well, the thing I have a weird like problem with is that her character model and like animations and stuff look really good and incredible, but they didn't do the same thing to anyone else in the game. So she's whenever she is standing in close proximity to anyone else, you're like, oh.
She looks amazing, but everyone else looks like shit.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
I feel like if you were playing this Riccio, you would be like, wow, I can't even handle this right now.
It was kind of like that on PC as well. That was one of the things that they kept reviewing when they're in the reviews. They were talking about how a lot of the secondary characters you can kind of tell because they looked just worse. But
here it's even more.
Yeah, it's probably more apparent. For sure.
Don't you find though that they do that in a lot of games, like where the main protagonist or the main antagonist, for that matter, will be highly detailed.
Yeah.
And then other people they'll just shit on them because they've got to put them in the game.
Yeah.
They did that. That was notorious in apparently in Assassin's Creed 3 that they did that, where everything on Connor looks amazing, but then everyone else just looks like garbage.
I can't remember what open world game I was playing that was like that as well, where like you just run around, you look at people's faces, and it's like just plain old kind of like square kind of blocky faces, not full on squares, but like just looked really garbage. I don't even know what it was, but yeah, a lot of games do that, I guess. But Dan just murdered Lara because he's a horrible person. Anything else other than Tomb Raider? Oh no, you even played the multiplayer or something. Do you recommend picking it up Definitive Edition, Dan?
I really like Tomb Raider. I mean, it's something that I always wanted to 100%, but I never really got there on PC because I just kind of got tired of how the performance was. But just even when I bought it, I was like, will I really play this again? And like the last 3 nights, I have just been
all over it, huh?
Yeah, I haven't really played anything else. It has stopped me from playing like continuous drafts on Magic Online like the last 3 nights, so that's probably a good thing, right?
Yeah.
I find it weird because leading up to this release of it, I was kind of saying I wasn't going to pick it up, and seeing Dan play it, it's not even the single player. Okay, it's the dumbest thing. The reason I want to get it is because Dan was playing the multiplayer, and it looked like on PS4 it could be fun to play with friends, and that's what was going through my head. For some reason, I almost dropped $60 twice this week. So I was like, I'll buy it. Nah, I won't buy it.
But isn't the multiplayer really shitty though?
Exactly. Apparently, it's like it's like fun, but it's not like
it's not gonna change your life.
Yeah. So it's something I should definitely wait for it to be like $25 or like $30 and then pick up or something. But
I think that's kind of what I'm waiting for.
No. So like telling Dan, and I know it myself. Like I know I won't play through that single player, and if I do, it won't be anytime soon. Because like right now, I'm playing Dragon's Dogma, and then I want to play Castlevania, and there's like then the February releases coming out, like Thief and stuff, and then leading into March where everything is coming out. Like that, like Tomb Raider would get pushed so far back that it wouldn't even.
Did you already play it though?
Yeah, I played it on PC. That's what I'm saying. Like there would be
at
no.
least on the right side, you've already.
Oh yeah, there'd be no reason for me to play it again right now. That's why I would just get pushed back into oblivion. So.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just gonna keep telling myself I don't need it, and hopefully my brain keeps allowing me to cope with every day as it goes by.
You okay with the stream running?
I keep looking at it, dog. No, but no, I'm not gonna actually buy it. But yeah, are you playing anything else, Dan, or is that pretty much?
That's pretty much it. I mean, a huge bulk of my time was taken up by Magic, which I can talk about if you want, because I really would like you guys to play with me. But I mean. That's not the end of the world.
Have you already explained what that online weird thing is? I think you did it last.
What Magic Online is?
Yeah, we talked about that. I'm pretty sure though, right?
Did we?
I feel
like you brought it up, but you haven't really mentioned what was happening with it, or if you were playing it.
Yeah, or no, you were talking about different ways. You were talking about that box thing that you could do online. I don't remember what the hell it was called. There's this weird thing you mentioned. I think that's what you were talking.
The what thing?
Where you could play like some weird kind of online box mode. Or no, you were talking about the box thing for your own stuff. I don't remember what the fuck it's called.
It's funny that you're calling it a box because the actual name for it is a cube.
Cube, that's what it is. There you go. the GameCube of Magic.
I just
At least you had the association
right. We're getting like the name mostly like it was in the same like vein of word, but it didn't really sound like it.
I tried.
Solid attempt, Riccio.
I tried.
A cube draft is where you make your own drafting set, which I have made one for M12.
Okay.
4 set, and I have bought the necessary cards to make one for Mirrodin. I just have to go pick them up from my parents' house because I accidentally shipped them there. Yeah. That's fun because I like draft. Well, what Magic the Gathering Online is it's a digital representation of playing actual Magic. So you pay for booster packs and you pay for drafts and you're playing against real people. There's no AI or anything like that, and you're buying actual cards. They're just in digital form.
How similar does it look in terms of like? I'm guessing this is like through a browser thing. It's not any sort of download.
It's its own executable, but it may as well be a browser thing. Like it's so low tech compared to.
I was going to say, how does it compare to something like Magic 2014
like,
or?
Oh, like just on looks,
yeah.
Online is fucking trash garbage.
And that's weird because that's the one that takes real money. Would you think they'd have more money to?
Can you like bring up screenshots, Riccio?
I can try and see if I can do that.
Because I feel like you should bring up 2014 first and then do online, just to really.
That might be a little. Oh my god.
Does it look like garbage?
That looks pretty bare bones. I'm gonna try to see if I can get a good screenshot of both of them here. Just keep talking about it, and I'll work my magic here.
Work your magic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. There you go, Dan. So what is magic together?
I won a pun off with you earlier in this text message chat because you didn't respond with another pun. I'm pretty pleased about that.
Is that the one that was most recent, Dan?
Yeah, it's in the group chat.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
I didn't even pay attention to it. I stopped listening to you guys half the time because.
Did you not even? It was a message. You were talking about the clock app on iOS 7.
Oh right, yeah, and I said it was a clock. Yeah, right.
And you said, "I'll clock you," and I said, "Watch your step," and you didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
You guys are
yeah.
Made me happy.
Yeah, I didn't even realize you said that one. I kind of I said my clock one. I was like, whatever. I'm good here. Clearly, I didn't even realize it was actually happening. All right, so I think I have 2 screenshots. So what is Magic the Gathering Online, Dan? You buy booster packs, so it spends real money to get your stuff here? And I'm gonna go ahead.
It's real Magic.
It's real Magic.
Digital. Like it's not like, hey, you unlock decks and unlock cards for the decks or anything. It is
straight up, you don't have cards unless you pay for some?
Yeah.
Cool.
Because you have to pay $20 for the game, and then they give you like, here's your starter stuff, and then you can buy like a starter stuff edition pack for another $5, and then after that it's like, okay, you buy boosters to enter drafts, you buy event tickets. So you need 3 boosters to enter a draft, but then you still need to bring it up in price a little bit, so they sell event tickets. And so you can enter with just event tickets or boosters and event tickets, but either way it ends up being $14.
Okay. So I have 2 screenshots on screen right now. You guys can see on the right side there's actual crazy like flame effects on 2014 and all this crazy shit going on. Magic the Gathering Online, I don't even know if this is a proper screenshot. It looks like it's made from the RuneScape engine of pictures and weird chat and IRC client and odd crap.
Yeah, what that looks like is their old look, but the new one is really not
that bad?
That much further from that.
Okay, let me see if I can find a newer screenshot.
When you say further, do you mean improved?
Look up if you're Googling things, look for Magic Online Beta, because that's what it's called right now.
Oh, it's beta? Okay.
That's the one I use. It is a little better, but it's still...
okay, yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
All right, so that's pretty much a good way to... I'm gonna bring it up on the other thing real quick. But, okay,
but
so...
that beta is new this year.
Okay, and what's...
Like, it looked like the old one up until, like, 2013.
So what's the is there anything you can do by you can buy the cards, whatever, and you can do drafts and all, or you can go against each other and stuff, but are there like tournaments or anything? Is there any like money you can win, or somehow is there any?
Well, yeah. So everything that you play is like a sanctioned tournament technically.
Oh.
So there is free play where you can just make decks and like find random matches against people. But if you're playing in a draft or you're playing they have daily tournaments and stuff, which they start a new one every hour.
Oh wow, okay.
Like if you're playing in a draft, you're paying real money for that, and then you're playing against other people who pay real money. So there's 2 different types of draft formats. There's like and this is the one that's most common at Friday Night Magic. Like you actually have to go to a store to play.
Okay.
So what that is you play 3 rounds.
Okay.
And each round is best 2 out of 3.
Okay.
And then at the end of that, you tally up points based on how you did.
Okay.
So like winning against someone 2-0 is worth the most amount of points. Then winning against someone 2-1 is worth a little less. Coming to a draw with someone is worth like 1 point, and losing, no matter how you lost, is
do draws happen often in
nothing,
Magic?
I think. What's that?
Do draws happen often in Magic?
Well, there's a time limit.
Oh, okay.
on the games. It's 50 minutes. I've never hit it yet.
15 or 50?
50.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, like a draft takes a couple hours.
Damn. Okay. Cool.
Like the whole 3-round tournament thing. And I like playing that one. Well, the way that works is if you win 1 round, you get a pack. If you win 2 rounds, you get 2 packs. If you win 3 rounds, you get 3 packs. Like if you win all 3 rounds, your next draft is basically free.
Jeez. Okay.
That's the prizes that they give you.
Okay.
So I usually win 1 game, maybe 2 if I'm lucky. I've never won all 3 in a row.
Okay.
And then the other format they have is a single elimination, and that is draft. And if you lose a round, you're out.
Oh wow, that's a little bit more intense.
But that one, if you stay in, you get better prizes.
So
there's more on the line.
So you have to pay for the cards, and then you have to also pay for your entry into those tournaments?
Well, if you think about it, if you're paying, each of the boosters is $3.
Yeah.
$3?
How much would it be for a booster?
$4. Each of the boosters is $4. So it's $12 a boosters.
Okay.
And then the entry fee is 2 tickets, and each ticket is $1.
Okay. And how much would it be to buy a booster in like on physical, like to buy
$4.
it? Oh, so it's the same price?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow. Okay, that's weird.
The main reason I'm doing it, and I kind of fell into this because I was like, I went to Friday Night Magic for a few weeks in a row back in October.
Yeah.
And then one Friday night, I wasn't feeling it. Mm-hmm. So I went home and I was like, oh, there's this Magic Online thing, and I bought it a while back.
Okay.
Like earlier in the year, just because like, hey, free play stuff, and I was like, maybe I'll try this draft thing, and I found being able to just hang out at home.
Yeah.
And just play maybe 2 drafts in the same amount of time that I could play 1.
Because there's no like
play that 1 in real life on Friday night.
Yeah. Okay, that's true.
So like come home on a Tuesday and just being like, I'm gonna play a draft.
That's kind of cool. Okay.
The only reason I've kind of kept with it is because if you manage to assemble a complete set of cards.
Yeah. Like
1 of each card in the set.
Yeah.
So for the newest set, Theros, that's 249 cards.
Okay.
You can pay, I think it's $5 for older sets and maybe $20 for newer sets.
Yeah.
And they'll take the cards out of your account and then they'll send.
Yeah, I remember you saying about this. I don't know if it was on the podcast or not. Yeah, I remember this now. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's the kind of reason I'm sticking with it and playing pretty much exclusively Theros drafts is because eventually I'll accumulate that complete set and then can pay the little administrative fee and get the real cards.
Cool. Shanghai has a question for you in the channel right now. He says, Dan, I know you're talking, but have you played EDH? Is that some sort of...
EDH it means Elder Dragon Highlander.
Okay.
And that's a weird combination of words of older formats. Now from Wizards of the Coast, because they've kind of officially adopted the format.
Yeah.
It's called Commander.
Okay.
And what that is
so they've gone from EDH to Commander?
It's the same game. They just renamed it to something more accessible.
Okay.
Yeah. So a regular game of Magic cards is played with a 60-card deck.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to have 4 of any one card in your deck.
Okay.
And those are the deck building rules. With Commander, you have a 100-card deck.
Okay.
And other than the 5 basic lands, plains, island, mountain, swamp, and forest.
Okay.
You are not allowed to have more than 1 of any card in your deck.
Okay.
So you have a larger deck, and you're kind of more restricted on the deck building rules because you have to find a wide variety of things from kind of across Magic's history.
Oh wow! And I mean, I guess if there's one card you're counting on and it gets like burned somehow, you're kind
it's like, okay, so this like good burn card that's like shock is the like staple burn card. It's 1 red mana for 2 damage to target creature or player.
Mm-hmm.
And normally in like a kind of fast burn deck, you might have the full 4 of those.
Okay.
But now you're like, okay, so I can only have 1 shock.
Okay, I
kind of look back on Magic's past. You're like, oh well, there's this old card from Odyssey called Firebolt, which is kind of exactly the same thing, but it's a different card.
Okay, I feel like I used the wrong term. I meant like burn, like if ever like you're about to use one for some reason, a card comes out where you have to like discard something or like graveyarded or whatever the hell I guess.
Oh yeah, when you're losing cards,
you're just like, oh fuck, there's like that was the one I needed.
Well, there are always ways to get cards back in Magic, and
cool.
Commander is a bit. It's a lot more fun since Wizards kind of officially adopted it.
Okay.
Because they now sell pre-constructed decks for it.
Okay.
And those are an easier barrier to entry.
All right.
But if you're building your own, it is a little bit overwhelming.
Okay.
But the main thing about Commander is that, and the reason it's called Commander is because, well, first of all, it's primarily a multiplayer format. So you're playing like a big free-for-all game.
Okay.
But then you've got the 100th card of your deck is your commander, and he sits in the special command zone, and you can play him at any time, and your deck is limited to the colors of the commander.
Oh wow.
And he can only be a legendary creature, so you end up building these commander decks around synergies with your commander because you're always going to have him available to you.
I like the sorry. I like the use of the word commander zone. Kumar just sent a push in the chat. If anybody was wondering what the hell that push is in the video version, it's
actually courtesy of Dan.
It's just Kumar saying there was a dude who looked like Riccio in that last CS match. I killed him with a grenade.
I did. It was funny.
I woke up to that.
Oh my god.
Justin was there. He was laughing.
Oh my god. What do you mean? Look like his picture on Steam or?
No, I just saw him running around. He was doing dumb shit in game the same way you would, and I fucking killed him with a grenade.
Oh my god.
Threw it in his face.
On your team?
No, he was on the team.
I do it even better. Just like I'm tired of your shit, grenade. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like Commander is kind of the more weirder board gamey type thing that might actually get you guys into Magic if we actually manage to sit around a table and play it, because I have the 5 most recent pre-constructed decks.
Okay.
And that might be fun because those games just get kind of silly.
Okay.
You know, whereas in a regular game, you know, you're usually trying to end the game by like turn 5 or 6, right?
Oh jeez. Okay. Wow, I didn't know that.
Well, with really competitive decks, right?
Yeah.
But a game of Commander, like, the spells you're casting in that are usually like, well, this does something fucking ridiculous, and I would never play this in a regular game, but this is a big multiplayer game, and no one's really attacking anyone right off the bat, so we're going to get to turn, like, 18, and I'm going to be able to play, like, 2 of these giant, stupid spells in one turn.
Oh my god.
So, yeah.
Oh shit. That could be pretty fun. Okay, yeah. If you have enough cards for that, we could probably try that one day.
Well, I have 5 pre-constructed decks, so
I think we're gonna have to definitely look into a way to stream it to maybe get you guys here and stream it. Because whenever I'm doing my challenge thing,
along with that, we should stream Cards Against Humanity as well.
Yeah, that could work. We can figure all that stuff out.
we can stream all kinds of weird stuff if we figure out good time for it.
Also, I realized did I have that challenge by the? Well, that would have been last podcast. I would announce it, right? We'll talk about it more later on, but streaming stuff. Anyway, yes.
Yeah, Magic has been occupying a lot of my time and a lot of my thoughts and a lot of my time.
That's pretty cool.
Where, man, it's cool. Yeah, it's good that you're at least making like use of all the fucking games. You're playing everything in the catalog.
Yeah, that's pretty badass. That's actually kind of badass. I just wish you could look at a more beautiful interface.
Well, I mean, that's why I feel like the best way to enter in and start playing Magic is those, the Duels of the Planeswalkers ones, because those are fantastic.
Had the alpha been running for?
What's that?
How long had the alpha been running for before the beta client or whatever came out?
Yo, dog, that's no alpha. That was the game.
Oh.
And also maybe like 02?
Oh, okay. So I was gonna say, if that was like how the client looked for like a year or two, and then the beta one came out, and look at this thing.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Let me hold on a second. I want to look up when Magic the Gathering Online started.
That reminds me of like, I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, but The Sims Online. I used to play something.
June 2002.
Oh wow, you actually hit it with 2002. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Go down. But yeah, that reminds me of some ghetto Sims Online that I used to play. I owned a pizza shop.
What?
I owned a pizza shop in The Sims Online, which is like I don't
Could you
even.
have bet the stereotype any harder? Your name is Riccio.
Well, it's because
and you own a
okay,
pizza
there was
shop.
only certain things you could have. You had to have like a station for food making, and it was like pizza, or you had to like become something else. So I was like, well, I'll make pizza.
Yeah.
And,
So let me just tell you this right now. This newest beta version was made available to the general public in November 2013.
Wow.
So
okay, well, hopefully they'll. Could you imagine the online ended up looking like the 2014 versions it is now? Just like this crazy fucking fire-breathing card thing.
I honestly don't think it ever will. The one advantage I will give to Magic Online is that it really does teach you exactly how to play the game.
Okay.
Because with every, like, you know when you're allowed to play cards because the game will only let you play them there, right? And
Yeah.
the way it resolves all the spells and stuff that are being played is exactly how they're supposed to resolve. Whereas Duels of the Planeswalkers is just kind of trying to speed everything up and keep the game at a faster pace.
Okay, cool.
Whereas this one is just totally willing to be like, this is exactly how you're supposed to play Magic.
So what if in the Charlie release, what if they put in webcams and then it's pretty much like the Magic Online chat roulette card battling game where you're fighting people and you're forced to see their junk and shit on screen and you're just
apparently
like, I
there is weirdly active community of people going on what's the name of that site? Not chat roulette, but it's like Omegle.
Yeah, Omegle or whatever the hell it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and just pointing the camera like down at their desks and then like having a deck of Magic cards out.
Okay. I thought we were talking about the junk shit for a second. I was like, Dan, we don't need to talk about that. Okay, she's like pointing the camera down at their deck. I'm like, oh my god, Dan, please. Then you said esks. Everything went much better than I expected. Yeah, that's actually surprising that happens, but that's kind of awesome. There's probably a lot of wieners that pop in their faces before they get to another person with a deck in front of them. So
you would hope not, but well,
it's the reality of the world we live in today.
That's the internet.
Yep. You play anything else, Dan?
No, that's really it. I mean, I would
Magic. And
I don't know if I know you're still coming tomorrow, Riccio.
Yep.
Kumar, I hope you will be able to make it.
Yeah.
I'm still a tentative, but at the same time, I've been able to finish up a lot of the stuff that I wasn't expected to be able to finish. So it's leaning more a little bit in the favor of potentially being able to get there.
And to keep this open.
Did you hear back about your buddy's birthday party?
What's that?
Your buddy's birthday party. You said you didn't know which day it was on, right?
Yeah. Well, they're coming in. Like, it's my cousin.
Yeah.
So they're coming into the city. So it's one of these things where I told them, I said, tell me which day it is. And they were like, oh, well, we're going to be celebrating both days. I was like, okay, well, pick one, you idiots. Because I'm not going to be there for both. So pick one. It's family times, man. You got to put your foot down sometimes, you know?
So to explain what we're talking about, Dan's having another board game get-together, hopefully tomorrow, that we will all be able to enjoy some sweet, sweet board games that one day we'll try to hopefully figure out how we can stream or do something with.
Stuart might be coming, and I'm not sure what Devin and Amanda are up to right now. Well, I guess we'll see how Devin's car is.
Yeah. So maybe on the next podcast you guys will hear about some board games. Possibly, hopefully.
Or maybe some Magic, if I can rope you guys into a game of Commander.
And as Evan Karma was talking about in the chat, Cards Against Humanity one day. We'll have to do some of that.
I would absolutely love to play that with you guys.
Yeah. Not the crappy online version, like in person.
You have no idea how much fun I had that time. That one board game night. Oh my god, man, the magic happened.
Riccio, bring yours, because my parents still have mine. Cards Against Humanity.
I'll try to, if you can somehow remind me tomorrow, I'll throw it in my bag. So, but yeah, one day I think Dan will actually try to do, like on one of those big weekends where I do my long casts, we should try and figure something out of how to get people here and then webcam set up some stuff. Because I know I have the long mics to reach tables and such.
I've been pushing for that to make a Unity appearance for forever.
Yeah, I know. I think now with what I'm going to be trying to be doing coming soon, so that'll be more pushed to.
You'll run out of video games, Riccio.
Yeah, I know. I'm hoping that'll happen one day. Just being like, guys, I beat everything.
Stream's over. It's done.
What do I? Man, I would totally just go through my whole Steam list one day if ever I had the time and if that was what I was doing.
You have over 500 games in there.
I could do it, man. I could do it. could do it. So Kumar, what have you been playing this past 2 weeks?
Let's
Craziness.
see. I've been playing a shit ton of Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
I'm done with that now.
Did you platinum it?
I did, yes.
Boom. Okay, there's another one.
Black Flag is a fantastic game. I enjoyed it. Certain things that I wish they had kept building on character-wise.
Mhm.
A lot of the characters in that game are just awesome, but I feel like you don't see them enough, and it pisses me off when you get to a mission and they're like, "All right, well, go have at it, and we'll move the ship around."
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, you've got like some of the coolest pirate characters in all of gaming, and they don't do shit in
They're
the entire game."
Barely in cutscenes.
Yeah, so it's like, man, like, and the story was decent enough that it could have included them a little bit more, but it didn't.
And
So
when
I
it
was
does
a little bit-
include them in actual gameplay things, it's the characters that you kind of are sort of mildly interested in, and then it
Yeah,
doesn't
but then
do
it just
them.
cuts away.
But it doesn't.
And you don't
Yeah,
get to, you just don't get to really enjoy it, right? So
doesn't give them
I mean,
justice.
I feel like they're moving the Assassin's Creed series in the right direction. I mean, that I think arguably you could have been saying that right from the second one, right? But
Yeah.
this time I feel like again, this is the first time I've played since 2, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So this is
Damn.
my first re-entry into the genre kind of thing, or rather into the series.
I still
So I had
think
a
you
whole
should
lot
have
of fun.
played Brotherhood first.
So Dan, he can officially never play 3. Brotherhood could still be fun
I'm
to
never
play.
going to.
But
3 I'm never
3
going to play, but Brotherhood and
Brotherhood is solid, and Revelations is the same kind of solid, but oh my god, I keep fucking dying in Tomb Raider.
I keep
wow,
seeing.
what just happened?
I
What
keep
the
seeing
hell
it.
just happened? I looked over and it was just the most horrifying scene.
Yeah. Dan, Dan's-
Anyways,
and
I am
Revelations
actually going
is
to
there
play
if
Brotherhood.
you really want to play some more Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually not going to. I feel like the experience that I've had in Assassin's Creed has been great so far. And again, the only one that I want to play now is Brotherhood. I haven't played it yet, so and again, I don't know how I've stayed in this blackout.
That one is tied for 4 with being the best.
Yeah.
So
Here's the thing, though. It's funny because again, like I've said this before, but I still have no idea what happens to Ezio. I have no idea how his story ends.
That's a really shitty artistic video.
What do you mean?
What? You talking about Embers?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Also,
yeah.
it gets shown,
It's a short animated film that concludes Ezio's story,
and it's shown in 4. That you might not have realized.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is it one of those? Is it one of those like the cutscenes that? Never mind. Actually, I don't want to say anything in case it's spoilers, or in case it spoils something. But I think I know what you're talking about because it actually showed me Ezio.
Ezio spoilers? Yeah.
And yeah, and I was sitting there and I was like, okay, well, I don't remember ever seeing that before, so
So I got a question.
I'm just not gonna pay attention.
So for Kumar, did you try any of the DLC, or did you get any of the DLC, like the Freedom Cry, or did you try the free Aveline mission that comes with the PS4 version, or any of that? Did you do any of that? Or?
Oh well, Dan said it was Garbo, so I didn't bother with Aveline.
Just curious.
It's not. You're like, why did I even? Why?
And you didn't buy the season pass, I'm guessing, so you're not going to do the Freedom Cry? Cool,
No.
that's fine.
Well, Freedom Cry looked awesome. Like it's I never remember his name.
Ade?
Ade.
Yeah, but like what's his actual what's his
Oh, I
full
can't
name?
remember.
It's got such a wicked like authentic
Adewale.
African name.
Yeah, Adewale, yeah.
Adewale is his name? Yeah, it's freaking wicked, man. It's such an awesome name. But I saw the actual like that trailer, I guess, if you will, just in the PlayStation Store.
Yeah.
And it looks awesome. Like it looks like it'd be a really, really cool thing to see, and I've heard good things about it, so I might end up doing it. But
I would put that in the same category as Revelations, where it's like, hey, I've finished Assassin's Creed 4 and I would really like to play some more. So here's Freedom Cry. Like that's.
But see, here's
what that
I
is.
think the thing that's got me attracted to it is just the fact that he's such a cool character.
Yeah.
And one that I feel like they didn't use enough at all in the game. So it's frustrating on that front, but at the same time, it's like, okay, well, if I get to kind of enjoy part of his story, and you hear about his history a little bit too throughout the game, so it's kind of cool to.
Freedom Cry takes place after.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's not backstory.
I'm kind of okay. So Dan, you played through Freedom Cry, right?
Yep.
And you played.
I'm the only true Assassin's Creed completionist here.
But did you actually like? Sorry, that was my question. What? How long is it? Is that DLC?
I think it's at 5 hours.
A few hours?
A few hours?
Yeah.
Okay, so to say open invitation, Kumar, if you don't want to buy the season pass or just straight up buy that thing in case you're trading in Assassin's Creed or whatever, you're welcome to come play it either here or I guess at Dan's at some point. So
Sweet.
yeah,
Thanks, buddy.
save you some monies, and you can even play it on your account, not on mine.
I wouldn't care either way. What else did I play? I played a little bit more Don't Starve.
Cool. Okay.
I got killed by a man. Okay, I Well, actually, Dan, do you want to keep this all? Do you want to keep the lid on all of this, or do you want me to
No,
talk?
I've seen a bunch of stuff. I did play it a bunch at one point.
Okay.
So I've seen a whole ton of stuff.
So I got killed by some weird, like, massive deer-looking monster, and I have no idea what it was, what triggered it, why it came after me, why it gobbled me up.
I think I've seen a screenshot of this on Reddit. It was like that's like were you at like day 30 plus or something?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
I was like day 35, day 36 or something, and
Yeah.
it just like it came out of the fucking blue, and it just chased me forever, and then gobbled me eventually.
Holy fuck! Yeah, I mean, I've
Man,
saw
that
it.
thing. I have no idea if I did anything. Like I remember once I had, oh my god, what are they called? Those giant bird things.
All the walker guys with like the eggs and that
Yeah,
stuff?
like
I don't
crazy, crazy long legs and like the super eye. I don't remember what they're called, but anyways, I picked up one of their eggs once, not thinking or not really realizing what it was.
Yeah, that's your first playthrough, I think. You were telling me about that. You're like, I don't know what the hell happened.
It was my first playthrough, and then I tried it again later because I thought maybe you can bring it somewhere and have something happen.
Yeah.
But like in that event, there's a trigger. You know what I mean? Like you're taking their kid, so yeah, they're gonna flip their shit. But in this case, I have no idea what happened. Like there was nothing predominant that I saw that I had done for this thing to come after me.
It must be like some end game thing. Well, no, because I got pretty far past 30 days, and because I went through winter. And
well, that's the thing. I got to the, or not got to the rather, but I picked up there's 4 parts that you can get for that
building
machine.
thing. Yeah.
Right. So I got all 4 of those things, and I went and I put them there, and I was gonna go through it, but my health was low and I didn't have very much food, so I was like, shit, I don't know what's on the other side of this thing, so maybe I'll stock up a little bit.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it was, I think 3 nights after. I just had enough. Yeah, like I just had enough.
You're probably doing a mad dash to go through that thing, weren't you? You're just like,
yeah, I was running straight forward, and then some of the clockworks I think were coming after me as well because I hadn't killed all of them.
Yeah.
So I had one of those crazy rhino clockwork things coming after me. I had one of the guys who's shooting at you, firing things off, and then I had this thing behind me.
Holy fuck!
So
That's ridiculous.
Like, this isn't gonna work, and sure enough, it didn't. They gobbled me.
So are you still playing and enjoying it, or are you kind of taking?
Yeah, it's still fun. I think I'm done with it for the most part. It's
you got all the trophies.
I've gotten my fun out of it, kind of thing.
Cool.
And again, it's just one of those things where I prefer. I still go back to FTL and Binding of Isaac all the time. And
do you consider this one of those as well, or like?
It's very roguelike in it. I guess in its premise, it's a little bit of a different style, but again,
I think there's less random in this though, for sure.
Yeah, and it's a little bit more meticulous, right? And that's where I like the fact that you can play and then save if you really want to.
Yeah.
But again, the reality is that I'd rather be playing FTL.
Yeah.
So.
Because you're kind of getting into the same thing, other than the world being generated differently. You're always getting into the same type of thing.
Yeah.
FTL, it's always you don't know what kind of ship you're gonna find or what.
I'm getting super stoked for that expansion. So
yeah, that's true.
Every day I think about it, I'm like, man, like I can't wait for that expansion to drop.
That's true.
What else did I play? I played some more Sly Cooper.
Yeah, what do you think about that? I keep seeing you play Thieves in Time. So
yeah, it's I mean it's a fun little game, and I'm playing it a lot slower than any other game that I've ever really picked up on the Vita.
Okay, you're right. You're playing Vita.
Well, it's just one of these things that I'm enjoying it like in little bursts. It's almost like a little TV show for me.
Okay.
Where I play not an episode at a time, but oh my god, what are they called? Like a job, I guess.
Yeah.
I play 1 or 2 of those at a time, kind of thing, and that's maybe like a half hour, and then I'm done with it for the day.
Okay.
So it's fun that way.
Did you see the trailer for the upcoming movie of Sly Cooper?
Yeah, it looks like garbage.
It does. I don't like the way the characters look. They're like too realistic.
Have like awesome charisma to them because of how cartoony and how friendly and easy they are to deal with.
Yeah.
This movie's making them look like they're like out of Call of Duty or something.
Yeah.
They're taking way too gritty of an approach for a game that shouldn't. Or sorry, for characters that shouldn't.
Yeah, even Bentley looked like more gruff almost, and he's just like a.
I don't remember seeing him too well, so I was like, I was so turned off by the rest of it that I was just like, get this.
Murray had like weird pores on him and weird. I didn't like it.
Way too gross, man.
And even Sly looked more douchey than like Sly.
It's a perfect way to put it. Douchey.
Yeah,
he looks douchey.
Because, like, you play like the Sly Cooper games, and he kind of looks like he's got, like, a smirk on his face constantly. But this one, he kind of had, like, a like, shitty, like, I'm an asshole brow smirk kind of going on. I'm like, oh,
yep.
Tilt that up.
It's still a fun game, though. I mean,
yeah, the game was fun.
Easy to play, and it surprisingly, it's the first platformer that I've enjoyed in a long time.
That's true. So, I beat that, and we didn't get to talk about that on the last podcast, because that would have been last week. That would have been before I started Dragon.
Thieves in Time?
Yeah, I finished it. That was pretty cool. It, You probably haven't finished it, but it's me saying this is.
I'm only. I think I'm in episode 2.
Okay,
to give you a spot point here.
So you saw me go through 1, 2, and 3. You know what I hated about the ending? How they kind of treated it as in like, oh hey, there's that build up of like, hey, we're gonna do this crazy platform, and the end was like a minigame weird thing.
Yeah.
Well, the final level of Sly 4 really kind of makes you use all the stuff that you kind of have been learning, and I really feel like that's just like how game design has changed throughout the years.
Yeah.
But it was good. It's not a spoiler to say it, but the end is just like a quick time event kind of type of deal. So it kind of was like, oh man, they did it so good, and then that starts happening, and you're like, they did it so good, kind of. But at least it wasn't a frustrating. I didn't have a frustrating time with that ending. I actually really enjoyed that game. So
that's good.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. If you're 2 levels in, that's pretty cool. There's 5 levels in total, I think, or 5 main.
Yeah, 5 episodes, I think, and then however many jobs per episode.
Yeah. Okay,
but the characters are kind of cool, and again, it's a cool story. Like I like the premise of the story itself, and it's well told, and I like the actual little cutscenes and the breaks between it all, and how they introduce the characters, and so it's a cool game. It's my first time playing a Sly game, so
do you think you'd go back and play the other ones, or too frustrating?
No, probably not.
Nah,
no, probably
especially after playing.
Well, again, it's one of these things where like my style, or I guess my preference with adventure games are things like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is cool and it's fun, but if I ever want to play a platformer, I'm going to play something like Super Mario World, like the SNES Super Mario World, or Spelunky.
That's true.
Which I've also been playing a bunch of lately. So the only other new title that I played is Smart As.
That's true. It's free on Vita. I didn't download that yet.
It is, yeah. It's part of this month's Plus offering for the Vita.
Dan, you already had that, or did you have a disc version or an actual hard
I feel
copy?
like Dan's been playing this forever.
I played it a while ago. I had a physical copy.
You sold that, I think, though, right?
Yeah.
So now you can get it for free.
Yeah.
Oh, PlayStation Plus. So good.
Yeah, PS Plus is awesome.
So it doesn't have any like, it's all like asynchronous information being shared to your friends. It's not like no multiplayer-y kind of like weird stuff, is there?
No, not so much. I guess it can be kind of competitive and kind of fun in certain ways. Like if you're playing a particular game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you played it, Riccio? Do you know what it is?
No, not even. I know
it's basically Brain Age.
Yeah, so to say, I know it's something like that, but
I'm sure you've played something like it. But anyways, so there's 4 different. They break the brain up into 4 different quadrants.
Yeah.
Observation, language, logic, and I believe arithmetic is what they call it.
Yeah, I remember your colorful brain.
You mean arithmetic?
Arithmetic, yeah. Arithmetic.
That's a aromatherapy learning process.
Yeah, now I'm mixing up 2 completely different things.
Perfect.
And within each of these quadrants, there's 5 different games, and you have to unlock when you're going through free play mode. You actually unlock these different games. You don't have to play you don't have to play the other mode for too long before you unlock all of them.
Okay.
But again, once you unlock all of them, then I believe you can actually push your scores and stuff.
Okay, cool.
Friends, I don't know exactly how it works. I haven't kind of tried it out yet.
Okay.
But I know that the main way that you actually, I guess, compete is just through your daily challenge score, which it gives you a percentage based on, like, it takes you through a series of little exercises. And depending on your accuracy, your time, all that stuff, it grades you on each of the quadrants and then compiles it all into a single score.
All right.
And that score is what you can use primarily to, I guess, compete with all your friends.
I'll have to give that a download and see how that can be. How
it's fun for a little while. I mean, it's one of these things where, again, I guess it draws you in for a short time, and then it's kind of just more of the same.
Well, you mentioned this as a daily challenge. It reminds me how I kind of tried to do this Spelunky stuff for a while. I don't know if you've seen random scores that I've tried, although I think it's been on PC most of the time, where it's just been like super garbage. And I like the thought of games with daily challenges in them. Like Ollie Ollie has it as well, and I've kind of been playing a little bit more of that. Although the first week that I played it, it didn't crash. Now it's crashing every like 2-3 minutes, and progress is lost constantly. So I'm like, this kind of sucks. But
why is it crashing? Is it PSN related?
No, I don't know. I don't know what it is anymore. It's just kind of
game related.
Yeah, it's just game related. The game's fucked up. But no, just to randomly jump on Spelunky for a second. I keep. Every time that we recorded a Let's Play of it, or I saw you play it, you always put a bomb down, you let it blink, and you throw it at the right, like, appropriate time.
I can't get the timing right.
But you've always done it. And I was like, it should be no problem. And so I practiced for a while, and then I got it down where it would kind of, like, explode at, like, I'd kind of tell how far it would be before it would explode. But every time I go to do a daily challenge, I'm doing pretty good in a run.
It blows up in your face?
It doesn't blow up in my face, I always throw it like just too soon, so it bounces off the wall, then it comes back at me, and I'm just like, oh, and it's always like an insta kill, and I'm like, oh man, I feel like such a tool now, like, trying to copy Kumar's cool ass tricks and just getting destroyed by it.
You know what you know what I found with the daily challenges is that the best way, and see, here's the thing. So if I play the way that I normally play, just in terms of trying to get through all the way through to hell, I can do it no problem. But if I try to do it in the way that I'm being really, really meticulous and picking up every single piece of gold, every gem, all that stuff,
and turning things into like ghost stuff and all that crap.
Yeah, the game is so much harder. It's unreal. It's so much harder to the point that like I haven't gotten through. So I am right now. I think I'm like 73rd or something in the world or at least I shouldn't say in the world. 73rd on the Vita or on the PSN score on the leaderboard there actually.
For the daily or just leaderboard?
Is my score still up there?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen your name there for a long time. I only have like 4 or 5 people in my list, which is kind of weird.
Because I know, I think it keeps like pushing you down as you don't play it.
Yeah, because I was 61 at one point. My highest point, I was 61, and now I'm like 74, 75, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But here's the thing though, like when you're playing it through to get all the gold, you'll make so many dumb little mistakes, and you'll come up to a point where you end up facing such ridiculous odds, like having 4 shopkeepers right by the exit.
Oh my god.
With no bombs, with a single rope, and no other items, for example. So it's like, what do you do there? Like, you can't do shit. And then when the ghost comes, it's not going to kill them.
Mash L1 and fucking jump into it. No, I thought the ghost kills them, doesn't it?
What I ended up doing, no, the ghost doesn't kill them.
Oh my god.
It'll fly right through them. It's so cheap. So what I've ended up doing, and there was one time that I actually got away with this, and so that example that I just used is something I went through like 3-4 days back.
And you survived?
So, well, here's the thing. It was right by, you know when the exit has a wall 1 quadrant over to the right or to the left of it, so just like a small little column that you have to jump down?
Yeah.
And there's only 1 spot up at the top for you to go down into it, but it's too high for them to jump out of.
Okay.
So what I ended up doing was I ended up going up there, and then I just dropped down, and I bounced on all of their heads continuously without stopping. Because, yeah, it was such luck. It was such complete luck. So when I bounced on the first guy's head, the second guy was just coming underneath my feet, so I bounced off his head, and then the third, and then the fourth. But it's just like a non-stop thing because they get up so quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I swear to God, it took a solid minute to kill them all.
Holy
like,
shit.
Of me sitting there, like, I wish you guys could have seen this because my mouth, like, my jaw dropped, and I was like, I have no idea what the hell is going to happen.
Heart's racing, you're not breathing for a
while.
while.
I was like, holy fuck, like, how have they not killed me yet? But I killed all of them, and I picked up, they dropped $2,000 each.
Oh
so
my God.
I ended up picking up 8K from them.
And getting shotguns.
Took their gun, and then, and then ended up being able to get pretty far later. But, man, like, my peak right now, I think I've pulled just shy of $1 million in a full run.
Holy shit.
Sorry, not a full run. In a run, I've pulled $1 million. It was like 993 something, I think.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, so it's...
I was about to say that I've been watching or seeing a lot of Patrick Klepek tweets about him and like Remo or somebody that they keep going like versus each other to see who can
Remo.
Yeah, and like today I was like, holy shit, he got 300K, like that's a lot, but you're telling me he almost broke $1 million. That's
993 I think is what my
That's ridiculous. Holy shit.
But again, I don't know if that gets shared over all of PSN or if it's only the Vita.
I think it's on both.
It's all of PSN, but they're playing like you wouldn't see.
Oh yeah,
like,
No, if they're playing on PC, then
they're on PC.
But I mean, like I've normally booted up Spelunky on the PS3, and I see your daily challenges there. So my guess is that the PS3 and the Vita ones are shared. So I don't think you can play it on the PS3.
I actually haven't even been playing the daily challenges just this last week. Actually, probably for about a week and a half now. But part of why is because I like the fact that if I do really, really well, like I don't know if your daily challenge score gets posted to your overall, like your best of all time.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean? So like that 993 that I pulled was not in daily challenge, and I purposely went and just played the game vanilla.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I've told you guys this before, but like if my connection dies in the middle of a daily run, or in the middle of a daily challenge, it just kicks you back to the main menu.
That's true.
So if I don't have like a solid connection, I won't even bother trying.
Yeah, you know what? I've been looking for a reason to even just play that game vanilla because I feel like the daily challenge I'm too garbage at. And I try to play it
on the Vita.
No. What's I've been doing? I'm doing it before I go to sleep, and but I've been finding it hard to like. So I'll die still in the mind sometimes. I'm like, I don't feel like playing this right now. But I forgot that there's just a global leaderboard that I could just kind of use that as my oh, I got to get a little bit farther so I can
Yeah.
get that going. So
Well,
maybe
again,
if
part
we
of why I
go-
like that is because if someone doesn't get to play every day,
Yeah.
you still get to see their score.
Yeah, that's true.
So I've actually I've sent messages to guys on my so people added me. I posted somewhere on Reddit or something.
Yeah.
In like a Spelunky post, and I gave tips or something to someone, and the guy added me, and then so did a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
And they were all for daily challenges, and I told them, I said, play vanilla. Like I sent them messages just saying play vanilla, because then whether you did really, really well or really, really poorly, we get to see it either way.
That's true.
Versus if it's a daily challenge, if you didn't play that day, I don't get to see anything.
That's true. Okay.
So
You
I'm
can-
getting more into the whole like high score chasing kind of thing now. And
that's kind of cool.
if you get a jetpack and a glove, you're okay. You can make the magic happen.
What does the
for
glove
most.
do again? That's like climbing
The glove
walls.
just lets you hold on anywhere.
So you can your
So
jetpack
you don't
doesn't end ever.
you basically don't need rope.
Damn.
Because so long as you grab onto a wall, it resets your jetpack fuel
Yeah.
or whatever you want to call it.
As if that's fucked. That's awesome though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta get more into that so that we can be a little bit more competitive. I'll never catch up to you, but it'll
Well,
be something
I
to
mean,
strive for.
It's one of these things where it's in a lot of ways it's luck based, right? So
Not
the
with
time
that, I agree with you.
time that I almost killed that yeah, really, not with that.
I'm just
Be more
gonna-
positive, yo.
I can't even fucking get past the mines half the time. So-
The time that I pulled almost that million is because there were so many vaults. Like,
oh
dude,
wow.
You know what the vaults are, right? Where there's a little shopkeeper in
Yeah.
the little thing, 2 chests.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I had 6 chests in there because I found them in the map,
Oh wow.
and I had a jetpack and a glove, so I grabbed all of them and I threw them into the little thing,
Oh my god.
and then I broke them with the whip, moved them into a corner, and I picked up 200 something thousand just from that one bunch.
Holy fuck.
It was stupid, and that was like that was the actually the funny thing is that was the 3rd level in the mines, so it's
Oh
not even
my
like I was
God.
far. I was at 400 something thousand before I even hit the jungle.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it was dumb.
Yeah, I gotta get back into Spelunky. I gotta try better. Try harder. Try to best Dan. Whatever score you have on the leaderboard, Dan, I'm going for it.
I don't even know what it is anymore. It's probably so bad.
Yeah. You been playing?
Have you played that at all recently, Dan? I feel like you haven't touched Spelunky in so long.
No, it's been a while.
You play anything else, Kumar?
Nope, just Smart As, Spelunky, Assassin's Creed, Sly Cooper,
Okay.
Age of Zombies a little bit,
Age of Zombies. What's Age of Zombies?
little twin stick shooter from our friends Half Brick, who created
Oh, yeah. It's
Very-
like-
Berry Steak Fries and Fruit Ninja.
Wait, is that on the iPhone?
It's on the Vita.
It's on Vita?
It was on iOS like a long time ago,
Oh.
and I believe so. They released 2 versions of it
Age
on
of Zombies. The fucking what's his name? It's the
Berry Steak Fries.
no, yeah, but there's a Age of Zombies is the number 2 of a game that I'm thinking of, but I can't think of the.
Isn't it like Monster Dash or something like that?
Yeah.
Monster Dash Sales. Yeah, like he's the same character in that game as well,
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the name.
and he's in Jetpack Joyride as well. If you're thinking about that one.
No, it's that. It's Half Brick, right? I'll find the name of the thing.
Yeah, Half Brick Studios is the name of the developer.
Yeah.
But he's in those 3 games. He's in Monster Dash, Jetpack Joyride, and this. But again, they released the iOS version long time ago.
Okay.
And then they released, I believe, an anniversary edition, which was Universal app, so it was on the iPad and iPhone or iPod.
Okay.
And then now they've released this, so the only difference here is that it's just tactile, right? So you're not dealing with a pure touchscreen anymore.
Okay.
Still the exact same game. Looks nicer on the Vita screen and plays better because of the twin sticks.
I can't find the thing I'm talking. I know it's Half Brick, but I can't think of it. Oh well, I'll find it one day. I'll find it. It looks a lot like Age of Zombies, except for it wasn't called that. I just bet $3 on it a few months ago or something. But anyways,
Yeah, so nothing else on my end.
it's too bad that I hope Devin comes back for the rest of this podcast because I really want to hear his Rust stories because he played a shit ton and he's on a new server and all that stuff. But anyways, I'll talk about other
He's
stuff.
definitely further into that than he ever was into Nether.
Yeah, he's getting deep into Rust, and Rust keeps getting new patches where you used to have to play it on specific servers with mods to be able to like share doors between friends and all this other stuff. Now you can kind of like set passcodes on doors, so you can tell your friends what the passcode is, so they can get in and use their door, or you can just straight up share it to them. And if like an enemy goes up to your door and sees a passcode, well, he can sit there and like try and hack it if he wants to, like just putting in random numbers.
This is all a new update, like this
Yeah,
is
it's a new
recent?
update, and
Okay, cool.
so there's new stuff that you can do in the game, and like they have this cool thing where you can kind of check their schedule. It's like a kind of almost like Google's calendar thing,
Yep.
and yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, Devin says to add him, so I'm gonna throw him back in here. But yeah, no, so you can kind of follow them. Every week they post like, oh, this is the bugs or this is the features we're adding. Like, okay, we're working on. Oh,
Hello.
God. Oh, geez. What's up, Devin?
Hey, Devin.
Where they're kind
Hey
of
guys, how you doing?
pretty good.
Let me know if it's too loud. I'm in the car, so.
Okay, well we can call you back when you get home if you want. I was just because I'll still talk about what I gotta play, then we can add you later.
Well, do you hear a lot of background noise?
Semi.
Yeah, we can hear some of the car.
Yeah.
Is it noticeably terrible?
When you move around, possibly.
Possibly. So if I just stay dead still.
Yes.
All right. I'll
Um,
hold the mic away from my coat.
Great. But no, because we were just talking about Rust a little bit, but no, because they have a schedule thing which you can kind of see what they're working on. Like I think today they were working on, or this week they're working on removing zombies, making grass work better, some like random server side stuff, and some features that they're working on. You kind of get to follow like what they're doing. It's like even though they worked on something today, doesn't mean that that's now in today's patch because there's not patches every day. But you can kind of see what they're working on, and kind of expect what's going to be in the next patch in like a week or two or all that stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But Devin,
Yeah,
since you're
I
here,
find that to be fascinating because that actually allows you to feel like you're participating in the growth process of the game.
Yeah.
Like and it's all feedback that he's gotten from the community that like grass works terribly. You need to change that because he always like I was reading his developer blog where he was mentioning that all the videos on YouTube had no grass turned on.
Yeah.
And that was making him upset that everybody was immediately turning it off. So it's pretty neat that he's getting such feedback from the community that he can continue on doing this, as well as posting a schedule of what he's working on. Is like most of the time with the early access games that I get, I forget about them after I played them for like 2 weeks until, oh no, it's a full release. Whereas this, I kind of keep going back because it's something new. You know, I can see what's happening.
So Devin,
It's good that he's actually taking it into account and he's working on something too, right? Like he's not just ignoring whatever people are saying.
Yeah.
one of the big things they're trying to implement is taking off zombies in that game, which is a huge form of like farming to get some pretty good materials and stuff. So I wonder what they're going to do once they remove them. But the initial plan of that game was to always never have zombies. They were just in there for like a placeholder for now. But anyways, Devin, since you're here, I wanted to kind of ask you, what was your kind of craziness in Rust? I know you've changed servers, and there's been like another server we switched to that I haven't played on for a while. What's anything crazy that's happened in your Rust playthrough so far?
Actually, yeah. So I switched to another server with to Kids, which is one of the guys from the stream, and we were just kind of rusting it up, and we had a base that was on top of a mountain that was really hidden just before the wasteland. So it was pretty decently hidden. We had a decent amount of gear. We were getting stuff done, and it was pretty cool because people were starting to, like, they wander into your territory, so to speak, and like you'd be reading the text chat and be like, oh, be careful about, the location around Small Rad Town. There's a group of guys who have claimed that area, so like be careful, they're killing on sight. So it's kind of interesting that like where you set up your base and the general location around your base is known as yours. So people who would like try and join it, like try and go in and try and raid you or find out where you were, like the second they entered your area and you're watching like the text chat or something, you can kind of pin out where they were generally. And it allowed me to hunt down, like I joined that server, the kids gave me a rifle and some ammo, and within like 2 hours I already killed like 3 or 4 people.
Murderer.
So it can be a little ridiculous and a little bit insane, but at the same time, it's a lot of fun. That server ended a little poorly though, because I was playing by myself.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I think we're losing Devin.
Super digital.
Oh, he's melting.
On.
Oh.
Swamps?
Well, Devin's dead.
Oh, yeah, we lost him. All this time of playing Rust has finally caught up to him, and he is...
The worst part is that he
down in real
went
life.
quiet just after he said he killed someone.
Yeah,
Like, oh, I just
the
killed
NSA
3
is
or
just
4
like
people,
busting.
and he just melted.
That was probably the NSA. Like, let's be realistic.
Oh, that... I feel bad though, because the server that they swapped to, like they swapped to a new server, but the server they were on before, I kind of brought some, like we kind of were streaming and I picked a new server, or we all picked a new server, and we were doing really good, and I kind of didn't play for a week because I was getting busy with some stuff, and then apparently we just got raided and people started playing less, and it just kind of went downhill from there. But from what it sounded like, from what I could see from Devin playing in class, he always was just like just going around murdering people. And from what it sounds like, DeKidzio is the guy in the chat right now talking, who he's playing with, says that everyone on the server now knows DeKid's the guy who raids everyone. But yeah, the rest is pretty crazy. For now, we'll move on to it. But if Devin comes back, we'll keep talking about it, because I don't have anything really to mention on it, and I don't want to bullshit about it until he comes back, so I don't have anything to say. But yeah, no, Rust actually in the new update they've fixed grass, so people don't have to disable it like Devin was saying. They made it a lot better. They added bunk beds.
Why were people disabling it?
Because you'd get like a major like 20 frame per second boost. Like it would just be like, oh, grass is gone, great, my game's running perfectly. Also they added like VSync so that it had like proper not tearing in the middle of the screen. But yeah, I didn't realize that game. Like I've booted up so many times, and I just saw the launcher, but it never clued in that game is built on the Unity engine. It's not Source. I thought it was a Source engine for a while.
Oh,
but it's the Unity engine, and seeing that Rust, a game like that, can exist on it was just kind of like, it's kind of crazy. That game is pretty intense. Huge maps, awesome netcode so far, and just like, yeah, I don't know. That's good. Unity engine is, I guess, super fucking amazing. But yeah. Anyways, I can't even think of the stuff I played last week. I know I finished Sly 4, like we were talking about before. And I also started Dragon's Dogma.
And finished Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah.
Actually, how long did Sly take you, by the way?
Sly took me, I'm not sure, because what happened is the first like time area I played like multiple months ago, and then I came back, and then I think it took me 2 casts to finish it, but it was like 2 6-hour casts or something, or 3 4-hour casts or something. So it's probably like 10 12 hours, 12 20 hours ish. But yeah. One of you guys want to message Devin and say we'll add him later, but we'll talk about Rust again when he comes back?
Yeah, his text says wait till I get home. So
okay, cool. Anyways. I got my sweet ass Windows sounds joining beep bloop boop into the podcast. It's fantastic. Anybody who's listening to that and you heard that, don't worry. It was my computer. Don't panic. No, so yeah, I started playing. Or were you asking a question about Sly, or did I go back to Dragon's Dogma?
I was just saying, how long did it take you?
Yeah, I think it was like 10 or so hours. But yeah, no, so I started playing Dragon's Dogma. I played the Dark Arisen one, which was free on PlayStation Plus, I believe in the month of December. And what sucks is that when I started playing it is when like a week after it got taken off as free on PlayStation Plus. So I started playing it and casting it, and once again I played the whole thing on cast. But people were watching like, oh shit, this is free, like awesome, I'm gonna go pick it up. I was like, it was on PlayStation Plus last month. And of course, I think it's still like $40 if you go to buy it without PlayStation Plus. So that was just that. I felt bad for some people, but yeah. So I bought Dragon's Dogma on day one on the Xbox 360 when it came out originally. I never bought the DLC for it. Never bought Dark Arisen, and I played it really intensely for like a week or something. Oh, there goes Devin. For like a week or something, and yeah, I never got I never got far, but I thought I did. I played for maybe like, I don't know, 10 to 15 hours on my 360 copy, and I never realized how little of that game I actually played because I guess I didn't know what I was doing. But anyways,
why did you end up stopping?
So I just other games come out and then I'll swap. I'm trying to get better at that. I tend to play a little bit of a game, then another one comes out, and instead of finishing the one I'm currently playing, I'll just skip to the next one and keep going. But yeah, no. I'll explain a little bit about Dragon's Dogma because I was trying to. I know I've talked about it in the past, but it's been a while, and I tried doing it last week when we tried to record a podcast, but then that died horribly. So Dragon's Dogma is a weird mix of, like, let's say Dark Souls meets like Shadow of the Colossus, only because there's no horseback riding or anything or any craziness, but there's like huge bosses. Like say you meet an ogre, you can just like jump on him, climb up onto his face, and just stab him in the eye, and it's fucking awesome. But it also has like weird stuff like Monster Hunter, where you'll kind of kill certain monsters to get or kill certain things, let's say monsters, to get like certain parts. Like, oh, you get a tusk of an ogre, and you can kind of like make your weapons better, and you can kind of upgrade and all that stuff. But also almost has like Diablo-ish stuff, where like certain bosses will drop certain loot, or like there's like weird loot tables for certain things apparently. Not that I've ever done anything for loot tables. I've just kind of made things better and bought things and spent money in the game. But anyways, yeah, so it's like an RPG, except for it's very Capcom-y in a way that it's super unique and awesome, and you kind of wonder why they didn't just go certain ways with like the story or the way the game works, because the way the game works is you have your character. You create your character, you can edit it. It's kind of like Skyrim. The game is also kind of like Skyrim. It's like an open world. You just kind of run around, do quests, and it's awesome. So it's, you create your character, and then what happens is, spoilers, the first like 10 minutes of the game, a dragon literally just like fucking claws your heart out and eats it. And then because of that type of dragon and the act of it's all being magical, you're kind of born, you're like reborn, not born, but like you come back to life without a heart, and then you're known as an Arisen. And then as an Arisen, you have, there's like a cult of like these weird ghosty ass things called pawns, which are just pretty much humans, that are in the world to help Arisen people. So the game assigns you one pawn, which you also get to kind of customize, create, and all that stuff. And you can assign it a class. And the way classes work in that game is it's kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics, where you can kind of swap jobs constantly. Or I'm pretty sure other Final Fantasies do it as well. But like, say like Final Fantasy 14 or anything, or 11, or some other stuff, I'm pretty sure. But it's like, oh, I'm going to use a warrior class, because if I level as a warrior, I'm going to get like health upgrades, and I'll use like the rogue class, because now that I have health upgrades, I'll be a stronger rogue, and then you'll kind of swap and level up classes individually. So you can do that to your character. You can also do it to the pawns as well. So you can kind of really customize what kind of character you want. And then what also happens is that every time I use my pawn, if it levels up or all that stuff, I can send it out to the internet and say, Kumar, you go to play Dragon's Dogma. You can summon my pawn into your game. So if you're level 1 and I just beat this game and I'm like level 50 or something, you can take my pawn in, and because we're friends, it'll just join your game and be super OP and all that craziness.
Just murder everyone.
Exactly, murder everyone. It's super awesome. But what's really cool, and the way, one thing that I've played like, I want to say like 30, 40 hours in the past 2 weeks, and what's really cool, what comes off as annoying when you're first playing, is that the pawns talk. They talk so fucking much. You'll walk up to a goblin and it'll be like, its weakness is fire. And you're like, okay, that's really cool. Like, awesome, I'll use fire. And then like 20 hours later, you walk up, like there's a goblin off in the distance. It's like, watch out, there's a goblin. Its weakness is fire. You're like, okay. And there's there's you and there's 3 other pawns. So there's 4 of you running around, and you're hearing 3 voices constantly like, fire, it's weak to fire. By the way, this goblin that you're fighting right now, oh, you killed that one? That one's over there? That was weak to fire. Use fire. You're like, okay, that's kind of annoying. But what's
so
really...
it doesn't take into account that they're all saying the same thing.
Exactly. But what's cool about that is that your pawn originally enters the game and doesn't know that. So say, Kumar, you start a new game, you have a fresh-ass character, fresh-ass pawn, and you bring my pawn in. My pawn's like, it's weak to fire. Your character is going to go like, I just learned something. It's weak to fire. So if I have beaten, like, farther in the game where I'm, like, killing fucking dragons and griffins and shit, and then you have my pawn and you see a griffin, it'll be like, oh, hit its wings and light it on fire. That's what you have to do. And then your pawn learns things through that. So fighting different bosses and different characters and enemies kind of teaches the pawns what it's weak against, and then it like sends it into other games. So when you're hiring other people's pawns, you're kind of looking at like, oh wait, he knows how to fight things that I don't know yet, so I'm gonna take him because it'll be really helpful when I meet certain enemies. But it also does that for quests, because the way the quests work in that game is they can be sometimes super vague as what you got to do. But say, because I've beaten the game, and you go to a quest where it's like, oh, go talk to somebody in the city that might know something about a cult. Well, if my character, my pawn, is in your party, it'll be like, oh, I heard that there was people talking over by the tavern, over there in the bottom south part of town. And you're like, okay, great, I'm gonna run over there. So it's cool because like the talking that pawns do is sometimes super annoying because you know things are weak to fire all the time, but there's also some really cool talking between shit, and sometimes they'll point out like weird things, like there's a chest up there in the darkness if you look really good, and you're like, oh, okay, cool, that's fucking really random, but sweet. But anyways, yeah, the game is super complicated sounding like that, but it's really cool. It's a lot like Skyrim, and I never finished it when I played on the 360, and I've been casting it every morning for the past 2 weeks pretty much, and it took me like 30 hours to beat the game. I beat it in a week and a half, and I was so fucking happy I beat it. I was so fucking happy. And
You enjoyed it too. Huh?
I enjoyed the shit. I'm still enjoying the shit out of it. And the DLC. So by the time I beat the game the first time, I was like level 40 or something. The DLC I've been hearing people recommend being level 100 or high enough and like super strong weapons and upgraded to fucking hell before going to it. But I went into it anyway, and I was like, oh, this isn't so bad. It's tough, but I can do it. But then I hit like a boss that was literally like, yeah, you are getting fucked. Just go and level. Like, and there's when you're in the thing, it's called Black Mist Isle or Black something Isle, Black Ink Isle. You go into there and it's like, yeah, if you're dying a lot, don't just feel free to go back to the other island and level up a little bit. It's just go get stronger. And you're going up this boss and you're dying and it's like popping up like, yeah, you should probably stop fighting this. Like, please go back to the island and just level up, please.
It starts feeling bad for you.
Yeah, exactly. But the crazy thing is, unlike a game like Dark Souls, where you kind of you beat the game and you do New Game Plus, and the game's harder, and you get more experience, and you get like more and more shit, and you kind of want to beat it again, then go New Game Plus, so it's even harder, and you get more and more and more. In Dragon's Dogma, when you beat it, the game restarts, but nothing. You don't get more experience. Enemies aren't harder, and if let's say like you do like I did, where I beat the game and I did New Game Plus, and then I went to the hard to beat area. And it was like, oh, go back and level. I'm like, well, if I go back and level, everything's the start of the game, so I'm getting like 50 experience per kill, and I need like 90,000 to level up one level. It wasn't fun. So the reason I explain all that super crazy garbage is it took me 30 hours to beat it once this week, or last week, or whatever, the past 2 weeks. And then today, as you go through the game, you can put down things called port crystals, which allow you to teleport around the world, because there's no real fast travel other than that. But today I sat down, I prepped myself, I did like the initial stupid tutorial quest, I got those out of the way last night, and today I sat down for my 4-hour morning cast. And in the 4 hours I beat the whole fucking game on New Game Plus. Because I managed to teleport around the world, and because I was super strong and decked out because of the endgame shit that I had, I was just blowing up bosses and stuff, and I can't believe that I went from not having finished this game and being sad about that to beating it in 30 hours and then consecutively beating it in let's say 5 hours. I beat the whole... Well, I didn't beat the whole game. I'm like at the last quest that I'm not going to finish because I want to fight the harder endgame stuff. But it was just ridiculous. Like, I speedrun the whole fucking game in goddamn 4 hours. But, yeah, no, anyways, I just wanted to mention that because that game is super fucking awesome. And if you guys picked it up for free on PlayStation Plus, like, Kumar, you should try it. Dan, you should try it. Devin, one day you should try it.
That is one of the more exciting things about you telling us all these stories. Is like, hey, I just have that game.
Yeah, to be like, yeah, pick it up, do it. But the messed up thing is that I've just New Game Plus the game again. Like I beat New Game Plus. Like I beat the game a second time, and at the end of it kind of gave me some better items. And what happens is when you fight dragons in that game, you get Dragon Forged gear, which is like you can upgrade weapons all you want throughout the game, but if it gets Dragon Forged, it's just like the next tier of like, holy fuck, this thing's amazing. So it gave me those weapons at the end of the game. So it's almost forcing you to be like, yeah, you might want to hit New Game Plus and redo that so you can Dragon Forge this new stuff. And for some reason, I'm already still good to go on playing like 50 more hours of this fucking game. It's retarded.
Because you have like fantastic gear? Or?
It's because I have good gear. No, but it's just like the game is just so friggin' fun to play that it telling me like, yeah, there's still more you can do. Like just give it one more go. Let's go. I'm having fun like with the actual gameplay of like jumping, climbing on shit, casting stuff, leveling up still, like finding cool things. Like I did a quest today that didn't even like it went a completely different way than it did last time. Like it has this weird sort of you can make choices for certain quests if you want to, and you don't even realize it sometimes. Like there's a whole other level of shit that I don't even know about in that game, and I can't believe that apparently the sequel to that is going to be like an iPad/Vita RTS weird, not even that game type of deal, and it's sort of sad. But Dragon's Dogma, I hope everybody plays that if they're looking for something that's similar to Skyrim or like Dark Souls or something, and they're waiting for Dark Souls 2 and that you can't freaking handle the wait. Go pick up Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma is so fucking good. It's so goddamn good. And like, yeah, I don't know. It could be hard at first to understand some certain things going on, but if you've played a game like Skyrim or anything that's like an RPG that has a shit ton of systems working and like all this stuff that you can do, it's pretty easy to get into. But it's so fucking good. Dan has heard me not shut up about this game for like the past few times we've been on Skype constantly. Just Yeah. Yeah. I rambled on a lot there, but Dragon's Dogma, you guys, it's really, really goddamn good. Other than that, there was another game that I played. What was it? Oops, I clicked on something. Did I talk about having finished Broken Age? I think I did, right? That wasn't.
You remember talking about it because that was on the beginning of our attempt at last week's podcast.
Was that what it was? Okay, so I finished Broken Age. That first episode part, and I'll make it quick. I feel like it was before that. But anyways, Broken Age was really good. I highly recommend picking it up. It was part 1. Now it's officially out to everybody. Came out January 28th for the whole populace to buy on Steam. Populace. And part 2 is going to be due out at some point. I think they said summer this year or something. But oh man, the story, the look of that game, the voice actors, the music, everything in Broken Age is so fucking good. It really felt like Monkey's Island and all the crazy old stuff that Tim Schafer had worked on before, and it was only 3 hours long, but that's almost not a bad thing. So I remember like playing games like Monkey's Island where it was super awesome to play, but there was always like a point where I would just kind of get burnt out on it, and I didn't want to play anymore. But the 3 hour mark that this Act 1 had was like, it was just perfect. Like, it was when I started getting annoyed at one of the puzzles, but when I did it, it felt good, and I was like, you know what, I would have stopped here anyway, so fucking awesome. But yeah, Broken Age is really good. Go play that. Oh yeah, Draco's bringing up in the chat. We played D&D on the weekend 2 weekends ago. We attempted a D&D cast, and that was some crazy shit. The storyline for that game was insane.
Is this the custom one that he had been working on like way back?
Yeah. So I don't know, like a year ago, he tried to play D&D with me, and I was just not taking it seriously. I was like, I would go around and be like, okay, what do you do? There's like there's like a camp or something. I'm like, well, I peel out my dick, and then we walk around. So I spent like the entire playthrough. Yeah, so I spent the entire playthrough of our like story going on with my dick out. It was really dumb. And then like, I think Devin was playing with too, and then like it ended up like all of us running around with our dicks out, killing things. Like it was so dumb. So leading into us playing D&D with him like last weekend, or 2 weekends ago, the storyline was that whatever he was waiting for me to pick a character and say my character and do the name and everything. He's like, great. So Riccio's character, the first thing I said is like, I peel my dick out. And he's like, oh, you want to try that? Are you sure? And it turns out the storyline is that my character has like an iron bomb fucking magical explosion chastity belt on. And it's in 4 days time in game, my like, I guess I'm going to explode, but more importantly, my junk is going to explode if we don't figure out what the hell the whole thing is about. So that's currently, we didn't get that far. We got through the first fight. It took us like 5 hours because there was all of us trying to learn some D&D stuff and getting used to Roll20, which is the website we're using. But yeah, D&D is a lot of fun. I think it's all about the people you were definitely playing with, and the people we were playing with were pretty fucking awesome. So we had some good times with it. And I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that this Sunday we're gonna be able to play some more. So if you guys want to see some weird D&D cast, possibly this Sunday night we'll be playing some more if everybody can do it. But yeah, it was weird. It's like, and Draco went into he put some pretty good work into this thing. Like he had like some sound clips ready with some stupid stuff, and like the boss dude is like the Saw mask, and there's some really dumb shit. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. We're having fun with it. And I think now we've like added some really messed up rules, because like the fight was going on for a while, so we were trying to just talk about shit, and now we ended up, I don't know if we're gonna follow through with them. We have rules for like, because it's a chastity belt. If I get aroused by anything throughout our mission, or say I go to sleep and we rest, because in D&D you rest to kind of like get your daily spells back or to just heal up, I have to like roll for more like a check for morning wood or something, just to see one, if I get it, and if I do, there's a portal that opens up in the chastity belt, and then I have to roll to see if it like appears somewhere just like unimportant and just like out in like a field that's fine, or if it like appears in, let's say, like a bear's fucking mouth and it like tears it off and I'm like bleeding out and I take damage. So there's this really dumb shit that we're incorporating into it just to make D&D, just to ruin sort of D&D accidentally. But no, it's fun. We're gonna play more of it on Sunday, and it's just really dumb, but it's pretty great. But yeah, Dan and I also played some Star Wars Battlefront 2.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, that's right.
for the failed cast that almost kind of, well, actually it stopped breaking after we started casting all that shit. So Yeah, we played some Battlefront. That game was some pretty old school stuff, and yeah, it was. I realized I don't think I've ever played Battlefront 2. I think I've only played Battlefront 1, and when I did, it was like weirdly on. I thought it was a Dreamcast, but I guess it was an Xbox like original. I think Dan, you were telling me is when those came out, but
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We played.
You were talking about playing Battlefront 1 on the Game Boy. Like, it was weird.
Yeah, I didn't even know what the fuck game I was talking about, but
I was making a joke. You weren't actually.
yeah. I think I was hell bent on thinking that I was playing on the Dreamcast, which I think was wrong. No, sorry. I played on the PSP. I played the PSP version of Battlefront. That's what it was. I played that as well. But yeah. Anyways, we played Battlefront. Then we played a shit ton of Quake Live, which was a hell of a lot
I
of
went to
fun.
bed, so I missed all that.
Really? Oh, we did Quake Live. We were playing Instagib, which is what like, the game type that I used to always play with Quake, and that's why whenever I play Counter-Strike, I'm okay with AWPs because it's like a one-shot kill, and Quake Live is like Twitch insta shot across maps, like it's death no matter what. And yeah, it was pretty fun. I made some people get sad because I was kind of destroying them, but then there was, I think it was the kids, was me and him were fighting for the top spot. Like it would end like it was the kill count was like to max 50, and it would be like 50, and then I was like 49, or I would be 50 and he would be like 49, 48 or something. But everybody else was like in the 20s. But it was pretty ridiculous. It was a lot of fun. I want to play Quake Live again with people from the cast. I'm trying to think if there's something that I've played. Oh, I've been playing a shit ton more Tearaway. I think I might actually finish that. I don't know how long it is. Kumar, you finished it, right?
I did, yes.
How long is Tearaway?
Tearaway, I did everything in it, and I played around even after the fact.
Yeah?
I think all in, I must have spent like probably 15 hours or so.
Wow, okay.
That's to get a platinum, right?
That was platinum and beyond, for that matter.
Oh, wow. Drake is asking if the D&D cast is available somewhere. I'm not sure. It might be deleted by this point, but I think I tried to save it. I'll have to figure it out at some point, because that'd be pretty cool to put up. Hopefully I saved that. I'm sorry.
That would have been a stupid move if you didn't.
Yeah, I'm sad. I'll check it right now. But yeah, no, because I've been playing more Tearaway, and man, that game looks so amazing when like so much papercraft shit's going on, and like, oh,
It's cool, huh? It's such a cool little game.
It's just amazing to watch. It's so amazing to watch.
The whole time I played that game, I had a big ass smile on my face.
There's I got to that point where you kind of get like that friend that follows you around that you kind of.
Oh my god, man, how cute is that little guy?
The first thing I saw, the first thing I did when I saw it was I tried to take a selfie, and he like jumps in your hands, and I was like,
yeah, it's
I
awesome.
kind of like dropped the video. I was like, this is too cute.
He's got
That's a good
this
picture.
giant grin on his face.
I love it. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Did you decorate him?
Yeah, I decorated him a little bit. I gave him a tie and a heart with a cat behind his head, just for no reason. It appears that the D&D cast is indeed gone forever. I fucked up.
Way to go.
Oh wait, no. Never mind. It is there. Oh no, never mind. It's not there.
It's part of a Sly Cooper one.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was part of the Warframe one, but no, that was the first Rust cast. Yeah, no, it's gone. I fucked up. I'm sorry. I usually try to save those things, and I totally messed it up. But this Sundays, if it happens again, we're gonna save that for sure. All you missed was one fight, and we'll recap the story anyway. But yeah, no, Tearaways is pretty great. I think I'm like Tearaway. I think I'm like.
You know what chapter you're on?
I just got. I passed the snowy thing, and then like now there's a shit ton of squirrels and a shit ton of like newspaper-y kind of stuff busting out of the ground and a lot of stuff going on. So I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how far that is. I don't remember what the hell the chapter is. I wish my video was close. I would check, but yeah.
Well, I feel like you meet that little buddy of yours in like chapter 4 or something.
Yeah. I know I'm 29.
Like so you might be like 2 or 3 things past that.
Okay.
Potentially.
Okay.
I could, but then again, it's been a while, so I could just be totally wrong.
Okay. I know. When I check the percentage thing, it's 29%, but I feel like that includes like all the collectibles and all that crazy.
Yeah, that takes into account all of that stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't actually know how far I am. So I've been getting most of the things, but at like certain levels, I'll miss like one extra present with like a critter in it or something. But I've been doing pretty good, I guess. I'm not that far. I think I'm pretty sure I'm not that far because I've only sunk like five hours into it at like if even, but 5 is pretty generous. Yeah, playing that, as well as something that I want to talk about because I feel like I remember shitting on Call of Duty Ghost a lot, like maybe a few months ago, maybe in November when the PS4 came out.
You were complaining about the stuttering.
I was complaining about the stuttering a lot, and I bought the Xbox One copy of it because it wasn't stuttering, and I wanted to have fun with the multiplayer. Well, lo and behold, a patch came out. Well, first the DLC came out, which had the first map pack, and it had a huge patch accompanying it. And apparently, that patch on the Xbox One version, sorry, has an insane amount of stuttering, like almost completely worse than the PS4 version right now. At least for me, there's other reports of it on the forums that people are getting that issue as well. Where
I wonder how it went so backwards.
Apparently, what happened in this patch is
Weird.
now there's a memory leak on the Xbox One version, which is
Okay.
I'm guessing going to take like a week. It's going to get patched so fucking fast because this is like that's kind of shitty. Like what happens is like you'll sometimes have people on screen and like one dude goes to throw a grenade across the map somewhere else and explodes, and then like the next 10 seconds of their game is like slide showing weirdly, and I was like, oh man, this is what the hell is happening. So I kind of was talking to Dan. I'm like, man, this sucks because I bought the Xbox One version because I wanted a version that ran better because the PS4 version I had constant issues with it. So I loaded back up the PS4 version, and now that game runs smooth as hell.
And is that because of a lot of the patches that they've done?
I have no idea. I actually looked back through a lot of the patch notes for like things they may have changed, and like all of it's like, oh, we tweaked guns, we tweaked like a little bit of stability and like some maps and stuff, but like I had it stutter like once on like the biggest map of the game for some reason, like the huge castles, like I don't remember what it was called, the castle something, but yeah, I don't know. The game runs super smooth now on PS4, and I'm just confused, and I'm sad that I bought another copy of it, and it's I feel really dumb, but
Yo, it's okay. If you want to get rid of it, I'll take it and trade it in for you, and then use the money for myself.
wait, but what Kumar, no. Kumar,
It'll
no.
solve all your problems.
No, you bastard.
Whatever. Like you said, they're gonna fix the.
Yeah, they'll probably fix the
Xbox
Xbox
One
One
version really quick.
But I realized now that I was playing the PS4 version, I'm like, yeah, this is actually kind of fun. Now I can play with Dan and stuff, and we can do extraction on stuff. And Dan was saying like, I don't want to play that game that much. And I spoke to Skin, I don't want to play that game any much. And I started playing. I was like, I still don't really want to play that much. It's still fun to kind of go through, but like Dan said, man, like once you've played Battlefield, it's just sort of
It's hard to go back, man.
It's so insane how crazy Battlefield is. And whenever I'm playing Call of Duty Ghost, I kind of just want to be playing Killzone Shadowfall anyways. So I don't know. So all this, and I bought a fucking golf game on the Xbox One, so it was $5 off. So I had to,
Which game is that?
I actually don't remember what the hell it's called. It's not Hot Shots. That's the PlayStation brand thing. It's like I can't even remember. Actually, I could probably go to the Xbox store because the Xbox store is now online. Oh, Xbox store online. It's like it's pretty much Hot Shots Golf. Except for you level up like Hot Shots Golf and all stuff. Except for you also get to purchase microtransactions to buy points, to buy packs similar to like Mass Effect and like Rise has done, and like Forza's done, and like Crimson Dragon has done, and how everything's microtransactions on the Xbox One. But other than that, the game's actually pretty fun. I don't know why the hell I like golf games, but sometimes I like golf games because I don't know, it's fucking golf games and they're just kind of whatever.
Yo, why don't we play a little iPhone game?
The mini putt stickman golf or whatever.
Yeah,
I got so fucking frustrated at that game. I was done. I was so done. Oh man.
Oh, Super Stickman bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Dan knows what's up. Yeah. But yeah.
Your reactions were so funny.
That game was bullshit, because if you played somebody who already had a lot of stuff unlocked, they had like powers and weird crap that would just annihilate you. Same thing actually in this one, but it's not as intense. But anyways, it seems like Devin's not actually going to be joining us for the rest of this podcast. So we'll have to hear his crazy ref stories next week. I'm
sure he'll have even better ones for us then too, so.
I'm hoping so, because I plan to play some more with him, so hopefully we can have some even crazier double teaming, crazy storytelling stuff. But from what I could tell is there's been no shortage of him busting into people's houses and shooting them dead and stealing all their stuff. Because now that he's going into servers solo or with the kids, there's none of us holding him back in terms of being able to like hide somewhere and murder things, and he doesn't have to worry about us being the ones that get the blame. Like he's just killing things, from what I'm hearing.
The hound is off the leash.
Yeah. Devin's going not full retard, but full murder. Full murder sim. But yeah. I'm trying to think. It must have been something else I played, but oh well.
Did you try any of the new Vita demos at all?
No. What Vita demos?
What's that
There's
game
Dragon
called?
Ball
That Tukiden or something? How do you pronounce that game? Tukiden, I think.
No.
Wicked in or something?
Tukiden. Yeah, I
I'm not
tried
looking
that.
at the word. I can only say it.
I just looked at it. It's Tukiden. I believe that's how you pronounce it as well.
Tukiden,
But I tried that, and I tried what's it called? Dragon Ball Battle of the Z, or
yeah, that thing's like on sale because of the PlayStation Play
yeah, but
stuff
it's like
going on.
it feels like such garbage. Like, did you play
But
the?
it's $40. I was like, oh.
Did you play the PSP version at all? Like the
No.
Dragon Ball Battle game on the PSP?
No.
That game was awesome. That was such a true to form Dragon Ball game, and this just feels really, really unpolished. And I don't know. Mind you, it's the demo, and I didn't play for very long, so I could just be totally wrong here. But
So I gotta ask you real quick. I'm looking at this Tukiden thing. What the fuck is this? This looks like a crazy
Dude,
like Dynasty Warriors Monster Hunter thing. What the hell?
it's so much like not Soul Calibur. Oh my God, what's that game called that we were all playing
Soul
for a little while?
Sacrifice? So it's like Monster
Sacrifice,
Hunter
yeah.
almost.
It's so much like Soul Sacrifice, but they have apparently I don't know enough about Monster Hunter to tell you one way or another.
Yeah.
But they've taken a lot of cues from what makes Monster Hunter so great, and they've thrown it into this. People who've played a lot of both games have said that this is what people wanted Soul Sacrifice to be.
Oh man, is it out? Is it out or is it just a demo?
That's coming from the Japanese market too. So, no, it's not out yet. Not here.
Oh wow. Okay, I'm looking at the video of this being played right now. I'm gonna see if I can bust this up on the.
Get the
screen
demo.
here.
It's I think it's a gig or something.
Yeah,
The
so
demo.
there's a demo on screen right now. You can see some video of it. It pretty much looks like Monster Hunters, like even circle thing with the two bars, the little friendly
The
things
cool
with the
thing is that they're doing
icons.
exactly what they did with Soul Sacrifice, where all your save data from the demo just carries directly into the full retail game.
Yeah.
So what people have been doing is they've been getting really, really good at, I guess, dealing with whatever those crazy monsters are. And
Yeah. I'm waiting to see if because like there's a mini map in the top right, it seems, and I wonder if each zone is a loading screen because there's like those tube things going, and if it is, this is straight up Monster Hunter, and I would be so down for purchasing this whenever the hell it comes out. Is there a release date for North America on this? Do you know anything about it, or you just kind of played the demo?
I believe there is. I believe the release date came with the announcement of the demo,
Okay.
but I haven't actually looked at the release date. Hang on. I could have sworn it wasn't even.
It was like late February.
Well, I know that from Japan's perspective, I want to say it came out a little while back, like 4 or 5 months back.
Wow.
Oh, okay, so February 11th. It's coming out in North America on February 11th.
Yo, I want to pick this
That's
up.
not even
now.
that's not even that far out, man. That's 2 weeks out.
I kind of want to try this demo and play this now. Holy fuck, this thing looks like pretty much Monster Hunter. This is amazing. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna take that off screen right now. But wow, holy shit. Wow, Kumar, thank you for showing me this.
I'm surprised you didn't know.
No, I didn't.
I thought this would have been on your radar.
I been so into Dragon's Dogma and talking about it nonstop for like 2 weeks now that I have been totally missing out that crazy shit. I'm so glad that Wild Doge concurs by saying anus in the chat. Yeah. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna check that game out for sure.
That's cool.
Thank you. No, I didn't try any of those demos. That seems I should probably try them.
I'd say don't even bother with the Dragon Ball one if you're
No, I
gonna be
wasn't.
really into this one.
The reason I was thinking of getting the Dragon Ball thing is because they had that PlayStation Play thing where you bought like 2 games was $3, 3 games was $6, all of them was $9 back. I was like, Dragon Ball 1 could be fun if it's a
but like
shitty little
40
fighter.
bucks. though.
Well, that's the thing is that Ollie Ollie it's a $12 game and it was $10. So I was like, oh, these are all going to be like the indie thing they did where there was all like $10, $15 games.
You get a game back basically.
Yeah. But that's what I thought. But I thought it would be indie games like where it was $10, $15. But I saw this
Yeah.
Dragon Ball thing and it was $40. I was like, what?
Yeah.
So you could buy like a $40 game and a $10 game and get $3 back like that. There's some weird fucking. It's weird.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
yeah. Anyways, I don't think if there's anything else I've really played this week. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Some news.
Oh,
yo.
I want to get back into StarCraft. That's all I'm gonna say. I want to get.
Oh yeah, StarCraft.
Did you guys play that this week?
We did. What were you saying, Dan?
StarCraft.
Oh. Am I hearing myself? Echo.
Oh. StarCraft.
There we go.
I was leaning back. I wasn't even thinking.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, StarCraft is something that I now am apparently bronze in, even though I'm like high diamond or high platinum or diamond player. So now that I'm in bronze, I'm just kind of rolling on people, and it's kind of sad. And I'm just sad that I now have a huge bronze next to my name. So now I kind of want to play a shit ton more. But yeah, anyways, Dan and I played. It was pretty cool. We'll play more of it. We rolled pretty hard for my first game back. It was kind of ridiculous. But yeah, anyway, moving on to news. I have some stuff that we had from last week, and it's kind of a clusterfuck because a lot of that stuff we also just sort of talked about as we kind of played. Actually, no, not really. Hey, you guys, Tomb Raider 30 frames a second, 60 frames a second. We talked about that.
Hey, Tomb Raider.
Yeah, Tomb Raider.
About that game.
Yeah, Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 got a trailer. Looks pretty cool. It's getting me to now play that game next week for sure. So I'm going to play through Lords of Shadow, the Ultimate Edition, the PC version, on morning casts starting next week, from Monday to Friday to then Monday to Friday after, if I haven't finished it yet. But yeah, well, okay. No, we'll go through news first and I'll explain that stuff. So yeah, Castlevania Lord of Shadow 2 looks pretty cool. Payday 2 got a cool patch. Actually, today it also got another patch. So last week,
it's gonna be free on PSN
yeah,
next month.
Payday 2's, yeah. So we're gonna get to the PSN stuff. That's where the fuck is?
Oh, it's in your
yeah,
list there.
I gotta find this stuff. But anyways, yeah. So Payday 2 got 2 patches on PC. That stuff's not on the PS3 yet, from what I know. So Payday 2 got a first patch called Infamy. Sorry, where it's kind of like wow, my. Prestiging. I was like, gotta make the sound.
reading that word.
Gotta make the sounds. I'll get it. So you can prestige pretty much in Payday 2. What happens is when you get to level 100, I think, or 99, the max level, you can go get 1 level into Infamy, which resets your skills, but also gives you 1 point in the Infamy skill tree, which is apparently some really good shit that I don't know about. I think the game only lets you go once into the Infamy tree for now, because as it goes on, they'll add patches to add what the like second point of Infamy is, or the other parts of Infamy, or all the other levels.
These passive or active skills?
They're passive skills. Okay. I'm pretty sure. Actually, you know what? I haven't looked at the thing yet, so I don't know what it actually does. But it's pretty cool because I've had a lot of friends who've gotten really hardcore into it, but once you get to the max level, you kind of don't have anything else to do other than keep getting more money that really doesn't feed into anything other than masks and stuff. So Infamy seems like a cool idea, but you have to play a lot, I guess, to get to it. But I think that's what most prestige systems are supposed to be like. But also, this week, they added a Gauge Weapon Pack 2, which added some knives, a Brenner gun, a 21-something Brenner gun or something, which is a machine gun.
Dan gun?
Yeah, Dan. I saw that. That's the first thing I thought of. That's the only reason I remember the name.
That's weird.
So a Dan gun, a machine gun, as well as they added the cloaker enemy back into the game, which I forget what they were in the original Payday. Oh no, that was the taser people I was talking about. There's a cloaker enemy, which I guess cloaks now, and then shows up and like will insta kill one of your dudes or something. And there's some new paint jobs, new masks, new achievements, some new stuff. And it's another, I think, $5 or $10. I think it's a $5 DLC or a $10 DLC. So pretty cool. Other than that, Hearthstone is now open beta. For anybody who wanted to get into it, you can now just pretty much get into it because it's open. Everybody gets to play. Everybody. Hearthstone's pretty cool. Although I haven't played it.
Didn't we do a dry run of that game?
We did, and then we didn't because one of our mics was fucked, and then it just sounded really weird. So
it would never put out?
It never put out, no.
Oh, that was a fun one.
I know. I think it was my mic that was muted the entire time, so you just heard, like, you would answer questions that had no question. So it's just like, this is really fucking weird to listen to. I don't know if I still have the files for that. I might. But anyway, there's that, as well as, oh yeah, that's right. I'm reading the last week's news. That's why it's really weird. Lord of the Rings had a crazy 8-minute long demo for the Shadow of Mordor game that Dan and I looked at least. I don't know if you saw it.
Lord of the Rings Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, which apparently also got, this dude was like, man, I worked on Assassin's Creed 2 a lot, and that looks like you stole my animations. Which I don't know what happened with that. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen the Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor gameplay, go check it out. It looks pretty awesome. It kind of looks like what the next Assassin's Creed should probably end up to be on ground combat, at least. There's a lot of cool climbing around, a lot of cool combat. Looked a lot more like Batman's combat, I guess. But yeah, no, it looks pretty sweet. Resident Evil 4 Ultimate Edition got a trailer.
Send us that text message.
The reason I talk about this is because it feels like Capcom has been listening to me talk about things for like ever, and they pretty much made a trailer that talks only to me. So it's like, hey, play Resident Evil 4, at 60 frames per second. Enjoy Resident Evil 4's scary thrills at a buttery smooth frame rate. Enjoy Resident Evil 4's combat and inventory and all storyline and music at amazing HD. And it just kind of it brings up like the 60 FPS smoothness like 5 times throughout the video, and I kind of really want it now.
Mind you, I think it's because they screwed up the XBLA one, and
the XBLA one was actually not too bad. The original PC version one was fucked though. It had like the most busted ass controls, which they're not even patching that one. They're just re-releasing it. But yeah, well, that
was a great Resident Evil game. It was actually my favorite.
I want to play that one again. I never actually finished it because Dustin finished it for me.
So you don't know what happened?
No, I know what happened. He had control of the controller. So yeah, I don't like regenerators in that game. They can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, they're creepy, huh?
Yeah. As well as there's a Kickstarter that started last week for a game called Kingdom Come Deliverance, which seems to be this crazy sort of Skyrim, insane open worldy, crazy combat, build castles, but there's no magic or anything kind of out of this world. It's sort of all really grounded in realism, and I don't know what exactly it's going to be, but it was really cool, and I remember saying that's kind of cool. I'm going to skip through a lot of these really quick because there's a lot of news from last week. That's sort of garbage. Candy Crush things happened. There was a crazy sort of, I don't even know what actually happened with this, but people, King from the company King that makes the Candy Crush Saga and other Saga games was copywriting the word candy and saga, I think. I don't know if ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know if it actually went through, but the cool thing that happened with all that stuff is that there was, or there will be, I don't actually know if it happened, the was it the Candy Jam?
Oh, that's old news at this point. That already happened.
That already happened? Cool, yeah. The Candy Jam happened. I didn't realize what happened with it, but it's cool shit. All right, I'm gonna skip over the rest of the stuff because all this last week's stuff is garbage. Yeah, so BioShock Infinite this week got a Burly Let's See trailer for episode 2, which I'm hoping means that's going to be out soon. I didn't watch it because I didn't beat the first part, so I'm waiting for the second part to be out to just kind of roll through both of those. Yeah, I hope that's out soon because I would love to play both that whole DLC in one awesome sitting. Kumar, you picked up BioShock Infinite for free from PlayStation Plus, right? You didn't start it though, right?
I did. No, I haven't started it yet.
No? Okay, cool.
Is that next on your list?
Yep.
Cool. Sweet water. CCP Games, people who make well, actually, let me start this off with something else. There was a crazy huge online freaking war in EVE Online. In fact, I don't actually know if it's still going on. It might, for all I know.
I think I was reading some post-mortem stuff about like, hey, this shit went bad.
Okay. So there's this huge fight in EVE Online. There was like a 2,000 player battle that kept going, and then like 2,000 player to the point where people would die and there'd still be 2,000 because there'd be more people coming in. So it's so many people trying to fight it out in one EVE cluster of area game place. That was crazy. But the funny thing about this is, I don't know if you guys read about what actually started the whole battle. Was that apparently they were renting a station from another corporation and they were late on 1 month's like payment for owning that station. So like one corp came in to kind of collect that bounty, and then I guess they were just like, oh fuck that shit.
They sent the repos.
Yeah, and then they just started fighting, and then more and more people kept fighting, and then they were just like, yo dude, there's some crazy shit going on in that sector. So more people just kept coming in, and it just became this like insane fight of like 2,000 people. And what happens is when you're in a cluster with like 2,000 people, the game actually goes into slow mode. So the game was running at like 10% game speed. So every second was actually every second in game was actually 6 seconds in like real world time.
The developers were calling it time dilation.
Yeah, time dilation. So it's kind of crazy because like there's one stream going on that Dan and I were watching where you kind of see like a ship like charging up a beam, and you're like, oh god, it's gonna fire. But like it takes 6 seconds for a second to go by. So a shot that would normally just like kind of just pew is like you see it charge, and then you see like the initial laser beam hit,
like streaking through all the ships,
and then explosions in slow motion. Yeah. It was beautiful to watch. I don't know what the final numbers were, but at some point they were tallying like if you were to transfer the amount of money that was lost in ISK into like US dollars, it was like 300,000 or something.
Yeah, that's the stuff. That's what I saw too.
That was like the initial numbers from what I heard. Like that's while the battle was still going on. So I'm pretty sure it ended up being just even more crazy.
That's crazy.
But
I was very pleased with that battle because of the sweet Space Jam theme remixes from that streamer that was
pretty great.
showing that off. So
even though I missed all of it because I was listening to Bacon Pancakes. Yeah, so dumb.
Great song.
But yeah, anyways, that show was going on. EVE Online never ceases to amaze me with some crazy stuff. Like, you always think you hear the craziest thing, like that crazy space station battle that happened, I don't know, a few months ago or like a year ago, and this tops that in terms of the scale of what the hell was going on, and I don't even know what's gonna happen next. EVE is crazy. Every time I hear this stuff, I kind of want to get back in, but I'm not big enough to do any of that craziness. Anyways, Dark Souls 2 got some stuff announced this week. They showed some more gameplay. They talked about some more gameplay. More places seem to be getting some interviews and some hands-on with it. So there's more and more information slowly leaking out about it. For those of you who don't want to know anything about it, maybe block your ears a little bit. But gameplay-wise, it's pretty much going to be Dark Souls. It's going to be freaking awesome, except for when you're hollowed, aka when you're dead. In Dark Souls 1, you could not be invaded. Now you can be invaded, which kind of sucks. But also is kind of intense because awesome because those were the most intense moments of the game. Dark Souls, you kind of, even if you're in offline mode and you were hollow or whatever, there would still be like AI people who could like be programmed to come and invade your game to kind of still give you that sensation. Those are still in Dark Souls 2. In fact, if you're offline, you'll still get those. But the fact is, people can invade you when you're hollow. But if you kill them and stop them, this is some weird stuff to explain if you haven't played Dark Souls. But if people invade you and you're hollow and you stop them, they lose a lot more than they would if you were actually alive, and I think you gain more if you stop them and you're hollow. There's some weird shit. Fact is, you can get invaded when you're hollow, and that shit's crazy. I can't wait to play that in March, and they still haven't really talked fully that much about how the multiplayer and joining games and all that stuff is going to work. It seemed like you could, when you join a game, you're not so much a phantom in people's games. You're actually like, your physical form is there, so you could continually like kill a boss and then continue on with that group of people that you're with. But I don't really know what's going on there yet, so I don't know if that's how it works. It looked like it looked cool. Anyway, yes. Kumar, I put a bit of news because I know you used to play Duke Nukem a lot in the past few weeks.
Yep.
Duke Nukem on Steam now got patched to include proper multiplayer with 8-player co-op and everything, as in like just straight up in the Steam version to work well.
That's awesome.
I don't know if you heard about that. We should maybe play some of that at some point.
I didn't hear all the details. I heard that it was happening, but I didn't know. Yeah. Or I shouldn't say I heard it was happening. I heard that there was a big patch coming that was going to introduce a lot of changes, but I didn't know what they were.
So now there's team deathmatch and proper 8-player co-op.
That's awesome. So. They did that. I don't know if you remember this or not, but back like when the only way to play multiplayer through a PC game like that was through LAN, and the setup was just the biggest pain in the ass ever.
LAN or through like direct connect with IPs and shit.
Well, that as well. But there was a way to do it over LAN, like if you had the proper equipment. Otherwise, you were doing it all through direct IP.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like to actually see them implement this now is awesome because the newer version is a lot easier to play and it looks better and it's got proper controls.
We definitely need to play that at some point.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Goddamn.
They're bringing it to the Vita too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man, it's gonna be on the PSN. And the beauty of it, are you ready for this?
What?
It's so I can't remember if there's gonna be a PS4 version, but I know that they've said PS3 and PS Vita.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cross-platform that way.
Oh,
so
like cross-buy?
Cross-buy, cross-platform, cross-save, everything.
I'm in.
If I'm playing multiplayer on the Vita and you're at home on your PS3, we can be playing multiplayer or co-op together.
I'm so in. I'm so in.
How awesome is that?
So amazing.
I hope it works well, and I hope they bring it out soon.
Yeah. That's actually pretty sweet. If that's on the PS4, that'd be pretty cool. It's random. Just as, like, I know it wouldn't take advantage of the PS4 in any way, but goddamn, that'd be amazing to just have.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Anyways, rattle off a lot of random news stuff because there's a lot of stuff that I realize here is kind of not so important. Titanfall had an alpha that went by. It looked pretty cool. Some gameplay was leaked. Looked pretty awesome. Titanfall, they've also announced that EA is hoping that, or not hoping, they're confident in saying that, hey, when Titanfall launches, our servers won't be fucked and the game won't be a buggy mess. I believe in Respawn to do that, but let's hope we don't have another Battlefield crazy servery busted ass crash to everything constant all the time. But I believe in Respawn.
Console looks really, really cool.
Yeah. The console that they actually showed that would ship with Titanfall, there's a lot of rumor stuff going on this past few days. That console is actually a fake.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it was actually a rumor. So that's
if that was the actual console, like that.
I told Dan I would have bought like a fucking another Xbox One. That thing looked amazing.
It looks so cool.
So yeah, also the EA said that Titanfall DLC is going to evolve. I think what they're using for that is once Titanfall's out and people are playing it, they kind of see like, okay, people like using Titans more, people like using jumping around the map, and they'll kind of see like, based on people's feedback is how they're going to build the maps. They won't just go in kind of with an idea of like, okay, we're going to have this hangar thing, or like, I don't know. They'll probably, they're waiting to hear a lot of feedback from the people before they really create the DLC. From what it sounds
Based
like.
on our market research, it appears that people like playing old Call of Duty maps and getting 3 for $15.
And play, oh yeah, that's right. We didn't talk about the Call of Duty stuff, but you could play as Michael. Oh, did we? No, we did.
What?
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Because we talked about that when it was like news.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, yeah.
I hate those guys.
Call of Duty, you mean?
Activision in general.
Yeah, they're not getting. I'm not buying the season pass for sure for this one. I think I'm out. If it's just gonna randomly patch and like work like shit and have no one to play with because you guys aren't playing it, I'm not gonna do it. It's done. I'm gonna wait till the Black Ops next one comes out because those ones seem to actually be fun. Anyways, moving on to new stuff. Microsoft bought Gears of War from Epic Games. They now own Gears of War, the title and all that stuff. So for those of you hoping that hey, Gears of War might come out on PlayStation devices or platforms because they weren't owned by Microsoft, it was just being licensed for some stuff. Not happening anymore. Anyways, and there's some weird stuff that happened because Microsoft bought this and then the Vancouver company or Microsoft place called Black Tusk was like, oh yeah, we've just started working on it. Like we've literally just started working on it a week ago. And Microsoft was going like, yo, this Gears of War is going to redefine this generation. It is going to be what defines this generation. And it's like, they started working on it like a week ago. I think it's a little bold to say that kind of stuff. But anyways, that was pretty crazy. I'm just jumping around here. I didn't put a rhyme or reason to this list. Starbound got patched for PC. They added some new stuff as well as the creator said, hey, we're probably going to not be wiping characters and stuff anymore. So for those of you who are thinking of getting to Starbound or you already got into Starbound and your character was wiped, that was the final wipe apparently. There's no more wipes for characters, or they're hoping not to. What might happen is your world might wipe. But everything that you have gotten or something weirdly, I don't know, there might be still small wipes, but you won't lose as much shit as you used to before where everything would just disappear. So that's pretty good to know. I might actually get back into Starbound. Hotline Miami 2 has been slated for release on Q3 this year. I don't know on what. Yeah, I don't know on what, but I'm guessing PlayStation and PC and stuff.
I think they were saying that the PlayStation side of things and the PC side was going to be almost day and date.
Cool.
And then anything else that they might announce between now and then will probably be a little bit after.
Cool. That's good. I can't wait for Hotline too.
Even that though, it can probably change, right? So yeah. Only time will tell.
I can't wait to play more. Even if it literally feels like new maps, I'm in. That's good. Killer Instinct got a new trailer to reveal Spinal. I almost said Spinal Tap. To reveal Spinal. Looks pretty cool. Yeah. He seems to have, well, I don't know. The video looked a little bit CG and stuff with the fight and all that stuff, but it seems like Spinal actually has a lot of moving stuff on him because he's like a skeleton, right? But he has like ropes and stuff hanging off him, and every punch kind of has everything kind of swinging and looking really cool.
He's a character that people have to buy, right?
You have to buy every character in that game, but if you buy one of the packs, this is part of like the season 1 DLC, which is buying just it's like the original purchase of the game. So you do get this one for free if you've bought into that pack, from what I've seen. So that's pretty cool. Spinal looks pretty awesome. That game is still pretty fun, even though I haven't played it much because I don't really turn on my Xbox One that often. Oops. Elder Scrolls Online got the pre-orders went up, and they also announced what the collector's edition is going to be. I pre-ordered the collector's edition because I managed to get it for 25% off, and I bought it before I read up what the hell was in it, which was a very stupid idea. But now I'm happy that I got the collector's edition, and I'm also surprised at what they're doing with the collector's edition. So for those of you who don't know, Elder Scrolls Online, obviously Elder Scrolls game online. It's not free to play. You have to pay $15 a month or whatever the fee's going to be. However, for pre-ordering the game, so the game runs kind of like World of Warcraft, where you kind of have Horde and Alliance. So there's different alliances. There's 3 factions in Elder Scrolls Online, with some races strewn about, but only races can be on certain alliances and all that stuff. For pre-ordering the game, you get the Explorers Pack. The Explorers Pack allows you to mix any race with any alliance. There is no, like, you could just be whatever the fuck you want with whatever side you want to be. Which is awesome, because that means that, hey, if you get the game and you're playing with your friends, you don't have to be limited to those 3 races or whatever the hell races to each alliance. You can just be whatever the hell you want, start wherever you want to be, with whoever you want. And that's kind of awesome. However, where the game gets really weird is for getting the Collector's Edition. So the Collector's Edition unlocks a race that is not available to any other person unless you've bought the collector's edition. You don't have to pre-order it, but as long as you get the collector's edition. So the collector's edition is called the Imperial Edition, and with that, you only can play as an Imperial if you have the collector's edition, which seems super fucked for a game that is not free to play and doesn't have any microtransactions or anything.
Yeah, really.
Because like, how else would you get that? There's no, unless there's like like Blizzard, you can buy certain mounts and stuff. Unless there's like a small kind of microtransaction store, but that seems really weird. I'm pretty sure it won't change much in the game, but the way they say it is like, hey, you get access to an exclusive race with exclusive crafting gear and all this craziness, and it's like, well, that's kind of fucking weird. But I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. It's just kind of weird to see a class being limited to, like, I don't know. It's like if you pick up this game in like a year and you can't even play as that class and you can't mix races because you didn't pre-order the game, seems really crazy. But we'll see how that plays out. And other stuff, Left 4 Dead 3 slides apparently leaked, or at least Left 4 Dead 2 maps in the new Source engine apparently leaked from Seaboat. Yeah, nothing much to say other than if those were real, Source Engine 2 looks pretty goddamn cool. Lots of environment stuff that they can now do, a lot more stuff like trees and stuff thrown everywhere that the engine can just kind of handle without buckling, I'm guessing. Looks good. That's all there is to say. Mario Kart 8 got a release date, sort of. It will be released May of 2014, so soon. And I'm very excited because I have that pre-ordered, and Mario Kart looks fantastic. And 60 frames per second. La-di-da.
I might actually get a 3DS for that.
It's on the Wii U.
That's Wii U.
God damn it. In that case, go fuck yourself, Nintendo.
Dan, I want to say you're also leaving the Tomb Raider stuff in very awesome camera angles.
Yeah, I know.
Good. Monster Hunter 4 also got a tentative release date for North America. So they said, we'll bring it to the West. So what's happening is Monster Hunter 4 is already out in Japan. Monster Hunter 4G is going to be worked on right now to come out in Japan, I think, at the end of 2014. But what we're going to be getting is Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, which is essentially G, which I'm guessing will have... Well, sorry, it's going to be essentially G with some maybe more stuff that they might add on as DLC, because those games have DLC. But it'll be the North American version, so it's translated and all that stuff. So Monster Hunter 4 will be coming to North America, sadly in 2015, but hell fucking yes. Monster Hunter. Online, 3DS craziness. If that comes out, Kumar, you're getting that.
Okay.
Nintendo also had this crazy thing where they, I don't know what was going on. If it was like some sort of, was it a Nintendo Direct, or was it just them announcing their financial situation where they lost, I think, $240 million in this past year? To which I keep repeating because I heard somewhere that they had a treasury built that would last them, I think, 10 to 20 years of being in debt and still having enough money to keep going and living. Well, apparently
they're so fucking dumb.
But apparently this $240 mishap, $240 million mishap, cost them about 6 or 7 years off of that fucking tally that they had. So they are not looking so good. What they did announce, however, is that they might bring some Nintendo franchises or some games to smartphones in a smaller sort of form to kind of not bring Mario straight to the iPhone, or let's say, but something that'll make you want to play that and be like, oh, well, if you want more, go check out the Wii U version of Super Mario World 3D Land, because that shit's crazy.
This is so infuriating.
So we'll see what happens there. But
so fucking infuriating.
Like Dan had a good point though with them doing that though. I don't know if you want to mention that, sort of them bringing to iOS devices or something. How?
It was more. It wasn't really like from a consumer perspective, but
yeah.
If they start releasing those smaller iPhone games and kind of see how well they do, or like how many downloads they get, or however they end up marketing that stuff, if they see that people really want this Nintendo software but don't want the hardware, maybe next generation they're just going to start being software developers.
Start licensing out their games.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what's funny about that? You know what's really, really hilarious about what Dan just said is that that's the best idea that could have ever come to Nintendo. And Nintendo is not the one thinking about it.
Yeah.
What needs to happen with Nintendo is that fucking Reggie and Satoru and all those fools need to step down, and they need to let someone who knows what they're doing run and start taking over that company.
Yeah.
Dude, they posted fucking... Okay, what were the numbers? Do you guys remember the numbers this past...
they wanted to hit 9 million Wii U's. And...
Okay, so here's... They posted a 25 billion yen loss, which is 25 billion, I believe, is 230 million US dollars or something, or 240 million US dollars.
Yep.
Because of lack of demand on the Wii U. They are in the worst position they've been in 12 years, over a decade, and now is the worst time. They dropped their profit, their projected profit rather, from 55 billion yen down to, oh my God, what was it? Oh my God, it was something stupid.
All I know is that
they dropped it a huge number.
All I know is that their Wii U numbers, they said they wanted to hit 9 million, and they had to lower that to 2.8 million by the end of this whatever financial year.
They changed their software numbers as well, and they dropped those from 19 million, to 19 million from 38.
Yeah.
Like, man, the company is run by such a bunch of idiots. For something that has such a phenomenal and powerful legacy, I don't understand what they're doing.
Yeah. It was weird because I was listening to the Giant Bombcast today, and they were talking about this stuff as well. And it's like, man, could you imagine, like, the whole Sega thing? How if we were to get to the point where by the end of the PS4 and Xbox One generation, it's weird to say that and not even mention the Wii U in there, but to get to the end of this generation, and if like Mario games at that point, or like Metroid is like on a PS4 and an Xbox One, like if it comes down to that let's say by the end of the next 10 years of this generation, if it's 10 years, that's going to be such a fucked up thing. Like to see that people grow up and then not even know Nintendo as a console thing. Like that's just...
Well, the other thing that Giant Bomb specifically was saying was, imagine the, I guess, publishing rights or whatever, like the exclusivity rights, that's what I'm looking for, that Sony and Microsoft would fight over to get Nintendo games exclusive to their platform.
That's true.
Like, just think about that. Like,
They
how
would
much
throw billions.
they would pay for that.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy. But also, I wouldn't want to play Mario with Kinect features. I threw something to the ground. I can't ever find it. But yeah, anyways, that Nintendo stuff's just fucking crazy. I don't even... For them to lose that much money in 1 year and if it keeps going that way, like if they had enough saved up to last, let's say 20 years, and they just killed like 7 years of it, if you like, in 3 years from now, if they're still downhill and the Wii U is dragging them down and the 3DS starts like not doing so good, even though it's currently doing amazing, I'm pretty sure. It's gonna be kind of crazy to see what kind of changes they're gonna make, because they're really gonna have to just give in and be like, all right, we have to go full iOS, or we have to just start. They're gonna start hopefully doing some pretty non-Nintendo crazy shit, and that'll be interesting to see what that is going to be. I don't know.
At this point, I think that's probably the best thing that they can do, is to stop being Nintendo.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Fuck, I want to Molotov them so hard.
Moving on. Octodad, currently now out for Steam, and is going to be out on PS4 later at some point. Has 4-player co-op. I did not know that. I want to mention that because I don't think many people know that, and I don't know how it's going to work. I hope it's literally that you each control a different, like, tentacle. That would just be, like, a mind
That's so weird.
That'd be so amazing. But, yeah. And other stuff, Titanfall, which I wanted to mention earlier, there was an alpha, and they officially said that, hey, there's going to be a beta or an open beta of sorts. First, the rumor was that it's going to require pre-orders of certain things at certain, like, it's GameStop only, not a Food Shop or Best Buy or wherever. But they said it's not going to be tied to pre-orders, so there's going to be an open beta at some point. I don't know if it's going to be on the 360, but the Xbox One and the PC version will have an open beta that you can get to try. And I'm actually super psyched about that, because there's still a lot of people that are very skeptical about it because of the 6v6 and like the weird server things that the alpha had, and just like there's... I can't wait to finally kind of hear a shit ton of people just be like, this is either really fucking awesome or this is holy shit garbage, or even play it myself and be like, yeah, I can see myself coming back to this for a ton of months, like just kind of coming back and enjoying myself. Like, I don't know. I'm hoping it hits a happy medium between something as tight as Call of Duty, but something as not mindless, but super fun as like the old Halos used to be somehow. Like, I don't know. Serious, quick to play, and just...
Hey, can I say something here?
Yeah, go for it.
So I just found that article that I had looked at.
Nintendo one?
Last week.
Go for it.
So I was off with the numbers.
Go.
They posted, so in their most recent, so this would have been January 17th.
Okay.
Their most recent, whatever, I don't know whether this was a big meeting of theirs or if it was just information that came out of a previous meeting.
Sure. Okay.
But they posted a net loss of 240 million, or sorry, of 25 billion yen,
Oh my god.
as opposed to a projected profit of 55 billion yen. How can you be so off in your forecasting?
Holy shit.
They're 100% off. Literally, they're 100%
Because
off on their
people
forecast.
don't want Nintendo hardware.
Oh
The
my
only reason
god.
people buy Nintendo hardware is to play Nintendo games.
It's too bad though, because the games that do come out for the Wii U, like they are really good, but that's really all there is on it.
But what makes them need to be on the Wii U?
That's
If
that's the thing.
If
That's exactly the question right there.
came out for the PlayStation 4,
People
would
would
it
buy
be
it.
any less of a Nintendo game?
No.
Nintendo, if they, I think they'd be the biggest publishing house if they went that route. And they would give everyone like Activision, EA, Ubisoft, they'd give all those guys a run for their money. It's
Yeah.
what they've been so good at in the past. That's what, do you remember like, I don't know if you guys remember like the original NES cartridges, but they wouldn't go through master production unless they got that gold seal.
Yeah.
That gold production seal of Nintendo.
Yeah.
And that whole process was so tight. It was so well done. And look at them now. 100% off on a forecast. Are you out of your fucking mind?
I'd be really curious. I know it kind of like really dumbs down the like, you know how Sony announced like the PlayStation, like the Vita TV, and people are kind of jumping on that, like, yeah, I can play my Vita games on the TV, like that's gonna be fucking sweet, like whatever. I don't need to buy a Vita. It's $99, whatever. This would be the opposite direction, but I wonder what it would be like or how people would take it if the Wii U had some sort of slot or something you could purchase or something that would add on to it to allow you to play 3DS games on it. Because yes,
Yeah,
you're
but
playing.
again, their install base. Look at what that would be so backwards for them because their 3DS is the only thing keeping them alive.
Yeah, but the thing is that like if you could play your 3DS games in a somehow not garbage looking, somewhat up-res on your TV, I would actually probably play that if it doesn't look like super shit. But it probably would look like shit. That's not a good thing. But I mean, like if there was some way for them to emulate a way to play like a 3DS game on your Wii U, I think more people would pick it up because.
And they can enjoy
Yeah,
the
people like me, like I don't play my 3DS when I'm at home. Like my handhelds are just kind of like dead while I'm at home. But if I had like some way to just plug it in and sit here and I would be on the couch and play it on a bigger screen or something, I would actually probably end up playing a shit ton of my 3DS games that way. So even though
That's the weird thing with portable games and us, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think Kumar has this problem because he platinums fucking everything.
yeah,
But with you and me, at least, Riccio, I feel like we save our portable games because we can play them portable, but when we're sitting at home, we're not going to play them because there are other things we can play here. You know, if
Exactly.
they built it in such a way that like, hey, you can play this on like your home console and like it's kind of, you know, one of the ways that you're meant to play it can be meant to be it can be meant to be played that way.
yeah,
It's like we might have a different approach. Should be like, okay, yeah, I'll get this to play at home, and then, you know, if I go on the road or whatever, I'll have these other games on the 3DS that I'll play. And then, yeah.
So I'm saying like if even if they don't have a dongle or there wouldn't be anything where you literally could only buy. Like, if it would work, but only if you bought, like, the 3DS version on the eShop. So you'd only have, like, the digital access to the marketplace. I would have totally fucking bought, like, Animal Crossing to play on the Wii U instead of the 3DS. I would have bought, like, Pokemon for sure. And I would have actually probably played through Pokemon. Like, there's so much shit that if I were at home just messing around, I would totally play with it. And because it has the 2 screens, you could totally do it. But I know it's, like, the backwards thing. So the Vita TV is $99. So, hey, instead of paying $250 and getting a Vita, I'm going to pay $99 and play Vita games because, hell, yes. This would be like, oh, I can either pay $150 or pay $250 and then play my 3DS games. But I don't know. I think more people with the 3DS and their install base of the 3DS being like, wait, I could play this on a TV. Actually, that new Wii U thingy. Maybe they would purchase it, like, or at least you encourage more people to get it for like even casting purposes. Like a lot of people would do that or something. I don't know. Just I wonder if there was some way to play it. Like, 'cause I know they're trying to get the DS Virtual Console games apparently to the Wii U, and that would be a huge jump, I think. But I don't know. I want to know what kind of crazy shit they're gonna pull. I would like to see 3DS games on a Wii U, but I think up-res and stretched out is gonna look horrendous. But it could be cool. I don't know.
Well, I mean, even on 3DS XL, they look stretched.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. There'd have to be some pretty epic smoothing on that stuff. But that's what I'm saying is like if maybe the older catalog wouldn't have it or they'd have to patch it somehow, but having this like the download version would mean that they could kind of plan for it to work and maybe like up-res it just a little bit just to make it look like not as crap if you could get it. But I don't know. There'd have to be something because the Wii U is just dying right now. Like I know the Smash Bros is still coming out, which might make people buy Wii U's, but it won't sell that many. I think other than people who already have it, which I think is going to be most of the install base.
At this point, Nintendo is dying. Like
Yeah.
they need to. You can sit there and say, yeah, they've got all this money in the bank, but inflation
going
is
away
everywhere.
really fast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
inflation is everywhere, and when they post a negative 100% profit, that's like it's telling that the company is not going well at all, or not doing well rather at all.
Especially when you kind of
They need to change, man. Like they're so fucking arrogant, it's unreal.
yeah.
That's why I'm saying leadership needs to get the hell out. That entire leadership team, the entire exec team at Nintendo needs to go. For everything that they're fucking ruining, they're destroying the entire legacy of that company.
Yeah.
It's so infuriating.
Hopefully there'll be some cool changes. I'm still excited for the Nintendo games to come out for it, but I hope that
So many people are, man.
I hope
So
somehow
many
they
people
pull,
are. They have a strong fan base. They just don't have enough of them.
I want to see them pull through just to be able to say like, holy shit, this is the shock that they needed to change to become like some not ultimate company, but like some just amazing company. Like they finally adapted to the new shit. Like the fact that the Wii U doesn't really have like proper online, it doesn't have proper all that shit. Like once they finally get it, that they have to stop worrying about all the people who bought original Wiis because it was just so easy and family friendly. And if they move into the like where you expect like fucking, if you look at what the PS4 and the Xbox One can do, it's fucking amazing compared to like a Wii U. And still we're bitching about what things like what features are missing from those consoles, and they're already pretty fucking far ahead of the Wii U. And the fact that like the Wii U is super shittier versions of most of that stuff is just, there's so much they have to change. There's so much they'd have to change about the console itself, and I want to know if they're gonna do it. Like it's, I don't know. I don't know. If like a year from now they've somehow changed up, like if cause they could do like some actual OS patches to that thing and like somehow patch in proper like friends lists that have like somehow cross chat and like, oh, did we just lose Kumar? We lost Kumar. But if there were some crazy features they could put in, I don't know. I don't know if it would be good enough. But yeah. Anyway, to move on from Nintendo.
No.
Time will tell. Hopefully time will bring Kumar back. Anyway, moving on from this stuff. Plague Inc., which is something that Devin and I and Dan, we played a shit ton of. I don't know if Kumar has played it, but it's getting a PC release February 20th. I don't know on what, but hey, I want to mention that because holy shit, Plague Inc. is fucking phenomenal.
We played that so long ago.
Yep. Oh, Kumar's back. Welcome back, Kumar.
Hey, sorry about that. Internet
It's okay.
died.
It's okay. We moved on from Nintendo because it's depressing.
Thank God.
Yeah. Plague Inc. Kumar, did you ever play that?
Was it the iOS game?
Yeah.
Where you just go around and set an epidemic on everything?
Yep, exactly. It's
Yes, I
coming,
did
it's
play
coming
that.
to PC releases February 20th. Enjoy that.
Are there any big changes at all? Or
I haven't really heard much about it other than I think it was just a quick release date thing and we'll talk about it. But it's called Plague Inc.
Okay.
Evolved. So was that.
Sweet.
PlayStation Now beta invites went out last week or starting of this week, I believe. So if you guys are in the US, check your emails because you might be able to try the PlayStation Now beta, which apparently only works on PS3s. And I don't know if it works well. So
Is that because they're just kind of choosing, I guess, a little test market to
well,
focus on?
they're choosing the US right now just because that's where their data centers are. Data centers
Yeah.
that data centers.
Yep. Data centers.
Data centers. Tater toters.
Yep.
And yeah. They said that the Canadian release might not be this summer alongside with the US. Totally understandable. If the US tests it out and says like, oh, this weird laggy ass shit. Oh, cool. We'll put data centers in Canada a bit later. That's totally fine with me because whatever.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a super working product than, oh shit, it's out in Canada, but it fucking works like garbage, and now you've ruined my first impression, and now I'm never gonna use this thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Actually, speaking of a company that, you mentioned, you'd love to see Nintendo kind of pull through, and learn from shit that's going on.
Yeah.
Sony seems to have done that really, really well this time around.
Fuck.
There's still, don't get me wrong, there's still things that they need to work on and need to fix, but I feel like they actually listened to what was going on and they paid very, very close attention to what people hated and what people liked.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I wanted to mention. With the Titanfall release date, I think it's March 11th. Xbox or Microsoft is hoping to release their next huge console update in March, at the start of March, where they're going to fix the party system and a lot of social features and just the general UI layout to get to some shit. So that seems like a pretty huge update coming in March that could change the way I feel about the Xbox One. So
And
hopefully-
it's just all like, is it a? Do you know if it's an overhaul of the UI or is it just all
yeah,
like
it's an overhaul of the Wii UI, Wii U.
of the Wii?
The Microsoft is buying the Wii U UI and changing it. No, yeah, so they're going to change a lot of stuff because right now it's like to check your friends list, you kind of have to hit the guide button, then it loads slowly. Then you go into your friend thing on the left, and you hit the friends list. Then, oh, look, there's my friends list. Or it's like, oh, I want to check an achievement. Then you go through those same steps, and then the achievements are like whatever. So they're gonna try to make things a lot faster to get through. And I don't know what they're gonna do, but I'm hoping that change is like, yes, step in the right direction. Fuck yeah, Sony. Now you change a lot of shit too. Let's do this.
Yeah,
So
that's gonna be awesome, to see
Yeah.
what ends up happening with the first iterations of the UI.
the UI improvements are probably. I hope it doesn't sound bad to say that, but it's the things I'm most excited to see with what these consoles are going to do. Because
Well, yeah, because they changed so heavily. Like if you look back at the original Xbox UI, it was so terrible.
and there's also just so much power that they can put behind making these UIs faster. Is when they realize what they need to change. And I want to know what they're going to do.
I still don't like the PS4 one.
I actually really, compared to the Xbox One, I fucking love the PS4.
Well, yeah, I mean that's different. But I'm talking about like I look at because I play with my PS3 almost on a regular basis. Like I have all my TV shows on it. So I go back to that one all the time, and I just find that it's such a better use of the screen.
The PS3.
Yeah, because you can you've got that vertical.
Yeah.
I guess that whole vertical sense as well, right? Where in each section you can look up and down. And I know that you can do that in certain ones here too, but I feel like having a games section, like a dedicated game section, where if you go to it, then you can scroll through your games up and down, is just an easier way to. Or grouping them, or I don't know.
Yeah, there has to be some sort of grouping. Yeah, 'cause it's just one long line of crap on the PS4. Yeah,
it doesn't affect me nearly as much as I'm guessing it must affect you, just because I only have 2 or 3 games there, anyways.
Yeah, I don't have that much stuff yet, but the more stuff you will get, like by the end of this year, it'll be retarded.
Get really, really stupid having to go back or having to scroll all the way through.
Yeah.
But we'll see, I guess. I mean, with whatever changes they end up throwing in, it'll be cool to...
Exactly. I can't wait to see what they'll change. Yeah, anyways, moving on from Sony stuff as well. PlayStation Vita Slim has officially been announced for the UK, which is the same thing that's been out in Japan, I think, for a while.
Yep.
The OLED, non-OLED, the LED...
LCD.
Screen. LCD or LED?
Yeah.
LCD?
LCD.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the other Vita, which is slimmer and stuff. So, hey, that's out in the UK. Probably make its way to North America soon.
A buddy of mine has one. And I have to say, it doesn't. It feels like it feels lighter, and it's. I want to say it's actually a little bit more comfortable to the hand because it's got like that nice matte finish on the back.
Okay.
But it feels cheap, man.
Yeah.
Even when because I had mine right next to his, and it's like the sturdiness of the OG Vita.
I won't lie. I've dropped my Vita once or twice, and I'm like, man, that thing did not fucking.
Yeah, it can take a beating, huh?
Dropped. I didn't like.
You didn't
not
smash
standing, just like it being on my lap and it sliding like a foot to the ground.
Yeah.
And just being like, oh fuck. Oh, okay.
No, it's so much more. Like I feel like the OG one is so much more sturdy, and it's just built with better material, and doesn't have like that plastic cheap look to it.
Yeah. I just want to point out something that Drake said in the chat. He mentions that Microsoft currently has an advert running, or like a poster thing that says, "Ditch your old PS3 by bringing it into a Microsoft store and get $100 off an Xbox One."
Oh yeah, that trade-in thing of theirs.
It seems kind of weird to say that because somebody made the counter one that Devin showed us earlier. That's just like, or save your $100 and just buy a PS4 because there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
That's totally a valid thing because you can get the same multi-platforms and all that stuff, and they'll still work pretty phenomenally. In fact, apparently now they're running at higher resolutions and running smoother. But apparently Microsoft, in other news, is also going to be lowering their video. I don't remember what the hell it's called. Video. I didn't use this thing. I didn't save this, but their video memory-ish max use that's being held for certain things was 10%. They're lowering it to 2%, which allows games to take advantage of more of the power or something. So games might start running a little bit better. But yeah, it's kind of crazy to start seeing gaps of what the consoles are capable of doing. But yeah. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention with Titanfall. Titanfall, from what they were testing during that alpha, no one ever really had to patch the game, but apparently they were patching the shit out of it live. So they have some weird technology that allows you to keep playing, and it's not even hot fixes. It's like straight up changing fucking code on your system without having to push out an entire patch.
It's kind of cool that they can actually do that.
Yeah, that seems pretty intense. And other crazy things, a crazy amount of leaks started happening. Leaks, rumors, probably all bullshit, but we'll see because some of it's already been called out, such as the Titanfall Xbox One, which was fake, at least so far from what they've said, unless they're going to bust it out in like another month and be like, oh, it was actually real, got you guys.
I wouldn't even really be surprised if they did that though,
Yeah.
because it seems like a title that so many people are riding on, kind of thing.
Yeah, and especially because that looked like a fucking sweet Xbox One.
It looked awesome.
I know.
It looked really, really cool.
So some of those leaks, I'll just read them off really quick. Forza Horizon for the Xbox One was apparently, this is once again, these are rumors / leaks, like probably not even true, but whatever, this is a list. Forza Horizon was initially an Xbox 360 game, it still is. We'll get a Xbox One re-release, apparently with super sexy weather systems and co-op social stuff in 1080p. White Xbox Ones will be sold. Halo Anniversary 2 might come out at the end of this year instead of Halo, and the next Halo, like Halo 5, would come out next year. Then Halo Anniversary 2 would have the multiplayer from Halo 2 and all that craziness, as well as a beta thing to Halo 5. This is part of the leak stuff. I don't even know if that's true. I would love to play Halo.
It would actually be that'd be a really, really good idea
I
for
would
them.
love to play Halo Anniversary 2, especially with Halo 2's online. That'd be so amazing.
Did you ever play it originally?
Oh,
or
dude,
no?
yeah, so fucking much. That was my high school game. That was what I played through high school.
That was arguably where Xbox Live was born.
Yeah, for sure.
Was Halo 2.
Can't even I played so much fucking Halo 2. But yeah, I would love to see that, and it wouldn't be from 343. It'd be from the developers from Halo Anniversary. If that's true, that would be one thing that I hope they actually work on, because I think that would actually sell a shit ton of Xbox One.
I thought 343 Studios was the one that
they own it and they're working on it, but it's like a subsidiary, I'm guessing, of 343. Like they're still probably reporting through 343, but it's another side team or something. I don't know.
Cool.
Anyways, yeah, Sunset Overdrive, apparently that crazy thing from the dude who made the Resistance games. What the fuck was their name now?
Insomniac.
Yeah.
Insomniac.
Sunset Overdrive, that crazy game, is slated for fall 2014. Apparently, once again. Fable Legends is apparently summer 2015. No Crackdown 3 apparently until 2016, and maybe a $399 Xbox One without a disc drive this year. Disc drive, not hard drive. Disc drive. So to go full digital.
A disc drive.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you go full digital. I thought that might be a cool idea. I don't know what to think about that, because
I feel like look at that. Think about that though. They're still not on Blu-rays, right? So that's still a regular standard DVD drive.
Yeah.
So it's like, how much is a fucking DVD drive? Like, it's like $30, not even.
But there's probably some sort of like licensing fee that they have to pay per thing that they probably save as well, not only just shoving a Blu-ray drive in there. But
I feel like it's just not enough to pass. Like they're going to use it as an excuse to say that we're passing on savings to the consumer, but I feel like it's not enough to warrant a good enough savings.
But here's the thing that gets me really confused is that they said they also might put out a 1 terabyte Xbox One, which would be really fantastic. But the Xbox One that I currently have, the Day 1 edition, there's no way to open it up and change the hard drive either legally or easily, because you have to fucking rip that thing open.
It's just so ridiculous.
So Call of Duty Ghosts got its first DLC today, or this week. Call of Duty Ghosts, installing it is like a 48 gig thing. So say you were to download that, or even if I have the disc version, it installs the whole 48 whatever gigs. Say it's 48 gigs. I don't know the exact numbers. These are just ballparks. 48 gigs. I'm getting patches every week. That's like 800 every 2 weeks or something. That's 800 megs. I don't know if those are being saved to the console, or it's like 800 megs that just gets shoved into it. Whatever was last patch was deleted. So say we got like a gig or something or two of patches. And then the DLC that came out this week was 4.4 gigs, four maps or something, and like a gun or something. So say you've got Call of Duty that's now already taking like 60, 70 gigs, and Call of Duty is going to get 4 map packs by the end of the year. 4 or 5? Let's say 4. Let's say 4. That's going to be like another almost 16 gigs that's going to get added onto that, with more patches if they're being deleted or not. And then let's
call it 100 gigs.
So say that. So say I'm playing Call of Duty, sweet. So I've got 100 gigs. I've got 400 gigs technically left, even though there's only like 350 or 360 that you can use. So then, okay, cool. I've got Call of Duty and I've got Titanfall going. Say Titanfall's another 50 gigs and you're getting DLC throughout that year as well. Like you've got like 2 games installed and you're already taking like more than half your fucking thing.
Yeah.
So it's going to start being super weird for how space is going to be on these systems. Like I hope, and they said they'll patch in the ability to like just shove in, or not shove in, but plug in like a USB 3 hard drive and just have that as an external and install games on that. But it's just like, man.
But like that seems so completely counterintuitive.
It's not only that, it's just like 10 years from now, like at the end of this console generation, like you're going to be really pick and choosy with which games you're keeping on there and what, like it's going to be weird. And like I'm pretty sure they'll make the install times way faster as time goes on. It'll get better at installing just little pieces
right
of it
now
so
it's
you can
bad
play.
though, right?
But yeah, like putting like my dad came over and I'm like, oh dude, I'll show you Rise, and then like the internet wasn't connecting to their service, so it was down, so I couldn't download the update. So if there's an update to a game, you can't even start the fucking game at all. So I'm like, Okay.
Can't play it if there's not an update.
If it's not
Or,
there,
sorry, if you don't have the update installed,
it
you
wasn't
just
letting
can't
me.
play the
So it was
game.
like, oh no, you have to install an update. Please connect to the internet. Let's do this. I was like, okay. If I would have been offline, it wouldn't have known, and I probably could have played it. But it wasn't working, and I even fucking unplugged the internet. It wasn't working. So I was like, okay, I'll uninstall the game.
That turns me off so hard.
Yeah. So I hit uninstall, and then I did reinstall. But then at this time, I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna download the update really quick. Downloading the update for Rise, which was not a huge one from what I remember, and then installing that game took upwards of an hour and a half, and my dad was fucking already gone. So that was totally bullshit. So installing games like fully, and I'm talking fully, because I could get into Rise within 5 minutes, but all I got into was a menu with a single player that had then the install bar for the single player, which didn't lead me to get anywhere for a while. But yeah, installs are significantly long. So like if it's like a few years from now, say I'm like, oh, I want to try Titanfall again. Oh, I'll take like half an hour to do that. Oh wait, I gotta uninstall a game. Which one am I gonna do that I don't mind waiting an hour next time, or let's say 20 minutes by that point? It's just, I don't know. It's gonna get really weird with that stuff. At least with the PS4.
That DVD drive, man. I tell you, that DVD drive isn't gonna cut it.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'd rather have a DVD drive that I can easily just shove a disc in there and have it installed than be like, oh great, now I gotta download 50 gigs again across the internet.
Yeah.
And this is gonna be fantastic. So I don't know. That stuff's really weird. I didn't expect to talk that much about that, but yeah. Anyways, I can't wait to see what changes.
Not nearly as much of an issue on the PS4.
It's easy to swap those, yeah. But
yeah, like I accidentally uninstalled Killzone, I think, or something.
Yeah.
And it installed the full 40 gigs in
I think it's
something
like
50. 2 minutes or something.
Well, it's 2 minutes to get in, and it installs. It knows, according to your save files, apparently what levels it should load or something. I don't know. It's really fucked the way there's some weird math. And Killzone is like one that actually does that shit. The other ones don't seem to, but yeah, because Killzone, it installs level by level basis. It's really intense.
So it can actually be installing another level while you're playing one.
Exactly. But stuff like Battlefield and Call of Duty just straight up says like, no, wait for the whole multiplayer, please.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, it sounds like I'm complaining, but it's just because I don't know where these things are going to go. And they've obviously have to have some sort of idea in the back of their minds that they're planning for.
Yeah, they have to have talent behind it for sure.
Because there's no way you'd say like, yeah, we'll put a 500 and we'll deal with it later. They'll be fucked. Don't worry. They'll just buy another Xbox One with a 2 terabyte. Like, no, it's not going to. Anyway, that was it for news, pretty much. I don't know if there's anything else we missed. There was kind of like a weird 2 weeks. I tried to mash news, and I'm pretty sure I missed some. But there's that. Dan, you still with us?
Yeah.
Cool. Just making sure. I saw you stop moving the game again, and I was like, he's probably passed down the chair.
I'm getting cool landscapes, man.
Yeah, I like it.
There's a nice Mountain Dew.
Yeah, so moving on to, I guess, releases will be next. Next week, so February 2nd to February 9th, we've got Dust Force coming out for PlayStation Vita, as well as Surge Deluxe for the PlayStation Vita, which for some reason, I don't remember what that is, but that sounds really familiar. And of course, Bravely Default is coming out for the 3DS, which I'm actually going to hold off on for now because I know I don't play handheld games, but that game is fucking awesome if you guys like Final Fantasy stuff. Yeah. That's pretty much it. There's some other stuff such as Jazz Funk for the PC, Hyper Crazy Climber for the PS3.
There's a ton of Final Fantasy stuff on sale this week on PSN.
I kind of want to pick up Final Fantasy 9, but I feel like I'm never going to play it. Even though
what was that all about? Like, was there some sort of a Final Fantasy like anniversary or something going on?
Final Fantasy Lightning Returns came out this week.
Oh, okay. So it was just like a celebratory kind of thing.
Exactly. So that's pretty cool. That's it for that. Moving on to comments. So from last week on the YouTube comments, let me do this thing to make sure we got them all. Let's refresh as well. Also, if you guys are in the chat and you have any questions or comments, let them be known now because we'll read them. All right, so starting with Beastwolf1, who says intro song link. I was going to comment and say look at the description, but then he said link, so I don't think we actually ever give a link to it. We just have the name. So we can try and see about putting a link in those descriptions from here on out, possibly. I could go find it really quick and just...
What we should have had originally.
Yeah, I thought about that now.
Think about it.
I don't know why we didn't. But yeah, we can do that for sure, Beastwolf. According to Angel, says the mics aren't garbage, which is what we started up, I think, with... I don't remember what was our situation 2 weeks ago. What were the mics? Right, no, because it was the first one after the marathon, and I wasn't sure if I tweaked them all good and all that stuff. I think, if I remember correctly. Am I? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm sorry. Anyway, it says, need to be followed up with, we aren't invisible walls. I don't remember. It's too late. It's too late. I'm sorry, according to Angel.
He's hilarious, by the way. I don't know if you've watched any of his stuff, but the guy he's one of the few that I subscribe to, and he's just got pretty hilarious content up there.
Oh, I don't actually know that. That's pretty awesome. Okay.
Yeah, man, he's got like a solid 10,000 followers 10,000 subscribers,
Oh, yeah.
and he's got awesome self-made material and
Yeah, that's awesome.
cool enough guy. Yeah, he's a cool guy.
I busted up his whole delivery and everything, so I feel horrible about this whole thing. You can totally trash me on the next comment if you listen to this one. I'm so sorry, according to Angel. I'm getting super tired now, so I'm just sort of like dying. I've talked a lot.
Go jerk.
I'm sorry. Jazzmaster909 says, from the terror of Nether to another one bites the rust. I didn't actually read it. I kind of realized I didn't say dust, and I read it and I smiled. Devin, you the man. We want more Rust and Nether stories. They are awesome. I'm sorry that he died today. in Skype.
Could have made that come true.
Yeah, but
we're gonna have plenty of stories from him next week, though, for sure.
Next week for sure.
He'll have 3 weeks worth of stories to share.
Yeah. And Jazzmaster also asks, and will it be okay if you could put a download link of the audio versions of the podcast in the descriptions? Many clip converting sites don't work right. We're gonna have we could do that once we have the new blog up, and we swap it around with the new hosting. Yeah, I don't see why not. We could probably do that. That'd be really easy, actually. Just put a link to.
Right now, it's super temporary anyway.
Yeah, it's super temporary right now. So we'll have that actually set up soon, Jazzmaster. Devin should have it up within the next few weeks, I'm pretty sure. Chaotic Law then asked, hey, the audio version of the podcast hasn't been updated yet to include episode 97 and 96. Are those going to happen at some point, or is it video exclusive right now? Or is it a video exclusive podcast now? Once again, same thing. We're in the middle of like switching over the blog because the hosting we have right now is super expensive, and Devin works for a hosting website, so we're trying to move everything over to that slowly. But it's a little bit tougher than we expected. So once we have the next blog stuff set up and we have the domain and all that stuff all proper, you will see the audio versions come up, and episode 97, 96, and this one won't have audio versions yet, but I do have the files. Once that stuff goes up, it'll go up. You'll still have them. They're not just going to be lost into the Nether. They will exist. Don't worry, you'll get them. And I even answered back to him because I figured it was going to be a while before I answered because we didn't podcast last week. Chaz D says, add me on Steam. Achilles? Actually, it's like Achilles. I said it right, I'm pretty sure. Someone just got Rust. I think Devin actually added him. So if not, I will also add you so that maybe one day when I'm playing some, possibly on stream, you can hop on and let's do that. KJO1993 says, I totally just scrolled. Okay. Says, haha, damn it. The whole Rust shenanigans bit made me laugh so hard. Usually not a problem except for I was at work. Luckily, I passed the blame onto MCP so I didn't get in trouble. Nice. Anyways, another great podcast, guys. So episode 100 is coming up. What kind of oh god, I gotta get this word right. What kind of fantastimagiliciousness do you have planned for us?
That's an amazing word.
I suggest cake. Cake is always a solid option. No cream cheese frosting though. So gross.
I completely agree. But we can. Do you guys want to, like, if we want, we can do start the cast a little bit earlier, and you can buy that barbecue like you promised.
Oh god.
And we can grill on cast.
We can do something like that. That'd be pretty cool. What week would that be? We're at 98.
We're at 98 right now.
So we'd have 2 weeks.
And what's today? Today's the 30th.
Yeah.
So
it'd be February.
We're looking at February 5th, and then
13th.
February 6th rather, and then February.
So actually, it would technically go out on Valentine's Day. So maybe we can all get together and.
Oh man, that weekend is gonna be so fucked for me.
Wear sexy things. No. Wear sexy things and barbecue. Dan, why is that weekend so crazy? Just Valentine's Day stuff?
Because work things.
Oh, not fun. But we'll plan something. I didn't realize it was so close. That's kind of crazy. As if we're almost at 100. Oh my god.
We should do that. We should do that BBQ, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm down. Maybe we can do the actual cast on Friday so that.
Oh, so it's easy kind of thing.
Yeah,
for Dan and for Psalms?
And you don't have to worry about like, we have to be done at a certain time in case we go too late and all that stuff.
No, that Friday I wouldn't be able to.
Oh, that Friday, right. Shot. What
about over the weekend, Dan?
No.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. We can figure something out. We'll talk about it. We'll try to plan something for episode 100. We'll do something. If not, we'll plan something so that there's something special, either the one after, once we're actually available or something. We'll figure something out. It'll be great. And that's it for the YouTube comments. We had some Twitter ones that I asked for last week, and yeah. I like. Okay, Shanghai in the chat says we are live. We are now grilling live with Unity Gaming. This is episode. Just kind of. Man, if we had lapel mics, that'd be perfect.
Yeah. Forget that. I'll just hold it. I need a fork to grill with, and I can hold the mic in either hand.
Perfect. Oliver Silver says, will you guys return to making videos? This is on Twitter. He says, will you guys return to making videos on your YouTube channel, or will you only do the live streams? I think this is more directed at me, but we'll be having some YouTube videos soon-ish, hopefully. It looks like it's more going to be summer for a lot of this stuff, but I'm trying to get myself into the habit of live streaming and then finding clips to upload to the YouTube channel, just to give you guys some stuff to do, because it's going to be a while before we actually are able to get together. Because I think we've explained this before, but once again, like, you have me and Devin in school, which we have a schedule we can follow, but Devin works, so mornings aren't available for him, and then after that he's also got a girlfriend, and he works a shit ton of overtime. Then you have Dan, who's off work the second me and Devin go to school, and then I'm streaming in mornings, and then on weekends I'm streaming. There's very little free time. So once summer comes along and Dan and I maybe have the same schedule, or I'm streaming more often, or I have some more free time or something, Dan's going to be able to come over at proper times and not worry about me having classes or weird shit. And I won't have projects and stuff to do, and Devin won't have projects and stuff to do. It'll be a lot easier during summer. It sucks that we have to wait for that long, but hopefully we'll be able to get some content to you guys somehow via live stream and all that stuff.
If I knew how to edit, I'd be able to populate that pretty well.
That's true. Kumar's been trying to record some stuff, but I just don't have the time.
I have a backlog of stuff to get posted up, but
I should show you how it's like. One day I should just get you over here and show you how easy.
I was gonna say, like, if there's a way that I can match it all up, and I mean, I already know how to do that little clapping business, and after I made a fool of myself the first time.
Honestly, if there's like a random weekend where you're available, Kumar, just come on over. I'll teach you. It'll take an hour. You don't even. I have like everything set up so easy that it's just like pop and all that stuff. So actually, you know what? Kumar might be able to provide us with some content. Oliver Silver, however, was talking to me about he, as much as live streams are good and like solo Kumar things would be great, he and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people miss us doing a lot of cool, crazy group things like FTL. But those will make a return hopefully this summer. Yeah, so hopefully that'll happen. Until then, it might be a little dry with podcasts, at least only.
I'm impressed we managed to make it this far without you talking about your whole.
Yeah, I don't know.
Thing you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should mention it.
Mention it? Okay, well, okay.
Because look, man, we're the 30th today.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so starting this coming Saturday, February 1st, I'm doing a really long all-day stream. I'll be playing Dark Souls the entire time. I wanted to try and finish it, but I realized I won't have the time for it probably, so I'll start really early. I don't know the time yet. Maybe I should just pick a time. Let's say like 10 a.m. 10 a.m.? So 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Eastern, and I'll go until about like 1 or 2 a.m. Eastern into, I guess, Sunday. And this is going to celebrate day one of a 365-day live stream challenge. What that means is, no, I'm not streaming constantly for all those days, but every day I have to at least stream for 2 hours, which most days I'll stream for more than that. The 2 hour thing is just in case days where I'm literally like sick and vomiting everywhere, I still have to crawl to my computer, and I'm pretty sure I can last 2 hours feeling pretty good. Or if like I've got school stuff or it's exam time, 2 hours seems like a good enough time to just do that and then kind of have to go. But either way, Mondays to Fridays are 4 hour cast. Weekends are always going to be like 5-6 hour or more cast. And at the end of every month, at the start of every month, so either on the 30th, 31st, or the weekend that'll happen around those times, I'm going to do another all day cast for every month to celebrate. So 2 hours is just there in case I'm sick, but it'll always be more than 2 hours, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so for 365 days straight, super scheduled, awesome cast.
Oh, actually, are you doing the whole notion of putting up like the soft schedule of what you're going to be playing when?
Yeah, currently right now, if you're on the stream, if you scroll down to the actual like Monday to weekdays, weekends thing, there's a big blue box. If you just click on that, it brings you to a calendar that kind of sets you up for what February is going to be. It's kind of really loose right now. Like right now I have it set up where it says like I'm going to play Castlevania. But the thing is, like,
Where do you click that? Sorry, say that again.
On the actual live stream channel, there's a schedule block. I'm gonna have a better block button, I think, after, but there's a schedule block, and you just click on that, and it brings you somewhere. But it's a really loose kind of schedule, because let's say some days I have it set for like, oh, I'm gonna play the Wolf Among Us Chapter 2. Wolf Among Us Chapter 2 is gonna be probably 2 hours, so for sure you're gonna see that. But there's also other stuff I'll play on those casts probably. But it's just kind of a calendar which you can follow to know what to expect on which days and when. So. But yeah, there'll be more information about that as I'm actually doing it, because I don't really know what to expect from it, but it's gonna be pretty crazy. I'm hoping I can do it. We already have people like Skin saying that he's betting that I'll last like 51 days and I'll crack and I won't be able to do it anymore. But I think I'm gonna be able to go for the full 365. If I really believe in being able to do it, and I really want to do it, so I'll be able to do it. But yeah, anyways, moving on to more questions. Super Cardinals 141 says, what happened to FTL? Same thing, scheduling stuff, but we'll hopefully get back to it. When the advanced edition comes out, I'm sure we'll take some time and we'll record some. I think especially if it's even during school, I'm pretty sure we'll find a way to make it work. I could see us doing that. I hope.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Yeah, see, Skin says 51 eps, easy peasy. Cool. Brown one says, do you guys have any tips and tricks for Payday 2 that would apply to... Oh, wait, shit, I just realized I didn't open the PSN thing. The one thing I skipped over for the PSN updates for February.
The good list.
Yeah. Anyways, so not to jump away from your question there, just remind me because Payday 2 is free. But tips and tricks for Payday 2 that apply to 360. What time are you guys starting the podcast? Oops. That question is irrelevant now. We normally start at 8 a.m. Sorry, not 8 Eastern, not a.m. 8 p.m. Eastern. My brain is dying. You guys can see it happen. Yeah, so tips and tricks for Payday 2. Try and...
Play with humans.
Play with humans, but try and pick a class and don't try and space yourself out too much. Because as you go farther along and you kind of level more and more, it seems like doing one of the resets to reset your class becomes really expensive, and you lose a lot of money out of it that you could use before that you'll have to. I don't know. It seems like respecs cost a lot of money, so try and pick your path before you just kind of like, oh, well, I've got one skill point, I'm just going to level out all the level 1s and all level 2s and making your way through, because at one point you don't have enough skills to, I think, fill out the whole thing. I'm pretty sure. Or at least it takes a long time to level it once you get to that point. So maybe plan that stuff out. Other than that, I don't play enough Payday 2. Maybe just always run either the meth one or the Bad Rats, I think is the meth one. And there's another one that gives you like fucking $1 million of payout so you can buy as much shit as you want. But those are like 4 or 5 day heists. But yeah, I don't play enough Payday 2. I want to play a lot more, but I want to play a lot more stuff. I never had the time to. But chances are, since Payday 2 is free on PlayStation Plus in February, we might play a bit more together somehow, maybe on consoles or something, or Kumar's going to play more of it somehow, and you'll probably hear more, so check back for... That's right, you tried to play it, you did one mission or two, and then we just kind of... It's tough. It's a really fucking hard game. You go down really easy when you're low level, and you don't have proper armor, and your weapons aren't so great, and the skills you're missing, like you can't saw anything or C4 things, and
Seems like there's a million people shooting at you too.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Play more and then get stronger, and you'll love it. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm dead tired now. It's poopy. Sweet 2 says, what do you guys think will be the first faster than light travel method, such as teleporters, engines, etc.? What do you think will be first?
I think engines.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would be other than engines in terms of current technology and emerging technology.
Well, I think, does he mean like engines, like, will like if you be a vehicle, it'll be able to shoot across this like amount of space super fast, or like
they've been able to do it with like much smaller engines to date, even like now.
Yeah.
But as far as teleportation is concerned, I think there's always been like major problems. Other people are going to be in a much better position to comment on this, but I feel like every time they've tried to do it, they've run into like really, really major problems.
Well, I mean, teleporters, you always have to think of that thing like once you teleport, like are you essentially killing yourself and rebuilding yourself?
I don't know.
Like there's this weird shit with that. Engines, I mean, if you go super speed, well, then again, maybe the G-forces will just fucking murder you anyway until they figure out a way to counteract that at super insane speeds. But
I'm sorry, I'm watching the the video where we put a bunch of stickies on Devin.
Oh God, what made you watch that randomly? Just
Nothing. I just saw it. I was looking at the channel and it was
God.
there. So I was like, Devin gets sticky. What the hell is this?
Perfect.
I just realized what it is.
My naming convention worked.
Well, there's a part in the video where his hand, like he kind of oh my God, what would that be called? Like he twitches really really hard.
Yeah. And we laughed so fucking hard during that.
Oh my God,
marathon.
we were killing ourselves.
Those marathons every year are so much fun. I'm so excited. But no, to answer Sweet Tooth's question, I don't know. I would say teleporters first for non-human stuff, but he says like actual travel method. So maybe engines.
Again,
I think
travel
engines,
method. I'd say engines.
Engines might be safer because, but like he says there's other stuff. Like what else would there be other than teleporters and engines? Like some sort of weird. I think
wormholes. That's what I'm putting my bet in.
Portals?
I find a wormhole that makes us go somewhere else, and that'll be faster than light because we ended up over there before light got there. So.
Yeah, I guess once we figure out what the fuck a wormhole ends up being, somehow in billions of years or something.
Right now, the only thing is that like they're afraid to go through them.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what's gonna happen, right? So.
That's what we got monkeys for, man.
We gotta have Google invent.
Oh my God.
Just fucking put a monkey with a Google Glass and then see if you lose connection when it goes through. That's really fucked. I don't know. I hope that some sort of super fast travel ends up.
But do wormholes count? I think they do.
I would say so. That you'd be definitely going somewhat faster than light. And if it ends up being like implemented in a customer happy way, that wouldn't be so bad. Portals would be fucking crazy because I'd literally be like, "Hey Dan, I'm gonna look on my wall here and just kind of reach through, and I'm at your house. So let's go play Magic real quick." Be like the internet, but better. Man, internet would just be different because like a cable would like come out of your computer and then just go through a fucking portal, and you'd be at another person's wherever the hell it is. There'd be no lag. Be insane. Anyways, I'm gonna move on. I feel like I'm dying. I don't know about you guys. Linker,
I'm dying because I'm watching this video.
Oh God. Linker12795 says, even though you guys are Canada based, and he asked this way earlier, so I figured, well, I'll bring it in here anyways. Says, do you guys watch the Super Bowl? I personally don't, but then again, I don't watch that many sports anyways. I watch esports. Except for
again, I'm not an American football player or watcher, so
yeah. I didn't realize that football in Europe and stuff is like little soccer.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's actually football or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I refer to as football.
I didn't realize that they also call American football hand egg, apparently. Or
that I did not know.
Or there's some sort of reference of it just calling it hand egg or something. I don't know. Because it looks like an egg and it goes in your hand, so you don't fucking use your feet. Other than kicking it, I guess. But I don't know. Hand egg sounds funny. It's really dumb. I don't actually know if that's from anything. I saw it written somewhere on some Reddit thing and I laughed. So whatever. But yeah, no, I don't really watch sports. That thing. I watch StarCraft and Counter Strike, and they throw grenades. That's kind of like football, except people die, but they don't really die.
Such an idiot.
Thanks to Iku Will, I started watching a stream of the last big Magic Grand Prix, so that was fun.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, Dan's sending me an image here. Is it the hand egg thing? Oh, great. it's okay. You know what? Dan,
I think that you could probably replace the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I'm going to add that as the on top of Tomb Raider now. But I think that's almost pretty much it for tonight. I don't know if anybody in the chat has any random questions that they'd like to ask. If not, I will start doing the outro. As well as putting this beautiful GIF up on the top right there. So that's pretty much it. I don't know. Let me check Twitter just in case there's any last things. I feel like this is such a more sit down, laid back, whatever the hell happens kind of podcast. I feel really unorganized without you guys here. It's sad. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. Glory portals is what the kid says apparently to our other thing. I just read that. Never put your junk in a portal.
What is that GIF?
Once you go portal, you never go back. But anyways, to everyone watching, I think we're gonna be done here. Man, I haven't done the outro or the intro in so long. Okay, for those of you watching on YouTube. Feel free to leave comments below if you guys have any comments. If you're listening on the audio version, well, you're in the future because these ones haven't gone on audio for a little while. But we got the WordPress working, I guess. If you guys want to watch some content live instead of the recorded stuff that we used to do, feel free to head over to my channel at www.twitch.tv/Riccio, where there's now a schedule where you guys can for sure find casts, especially starting Saturday, where I'll be casting every single day for the next 365 days. That's going to be pretty intense. I'm super psyched for it, but I feel like I don't even know how crazy that's going to be, because there are days where I don't feel like casting, but anyways, it's going to be crazy. I don't know what else. What do we normally say? Feel free to check out our other videos. Feel free to follow and send us things on.
You can at least try to sound a little bit enthusiastic.
Twitter. If you guys want to play Rust, search for Somppi and Riccio, or the Game Time with Riccio Steam group, and you'll find us in there. Or do we have a Unity one? We have a Unity one as well. But I haven't done an outro in a while. So thank you all for watching.
Yeah, that's Devin's job. What?
Yeah, that's Devin's job now. That's weird. I didn't realize how broken I am now when I try to do that.
Subscribe, join us again later.
Yeah, subscribe, follow us on Twitters. Follow us all individually on Twitters, which are all in the descriptions. Follow me on Twitch and all that fun stuff. To everyone, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We will see you guys next week for episode 99. I've been Riccio.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Kumar. Take it easy, guys.
And that's a crazy ass dog up there.